#1 Iron Age Booty Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Age Nights. I totally forgot to play the Iron Age Nights intro.
I just sent that in the private chat.
I know. Well, dude, I have 2 other shows in the week that I don't play that intro for. I play that and I just kind of went for it, and that's how it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 74. That's right, 74 weeks we have been doing this. It is absolutely insane and has been insane. But welcome, everybody. This is Iron Age Nights. This is the show where we bring you a fantastic indie creator every single week so you can get to know them more, to find out if their style or their personality is something that you would like to support. Because in today's day and age, with the modern mainstream media and all that, it's kind of important to kind of know who you're buying from. And that's what this show was born from. So for those of you who might be new in the chat, that is what we do here. It's awesome to have everybody. And without any further ado, I should say hello to the reason that we're here. But you guys should not, because they're delinquents,
Yes,
miscreants. No, you shouldn't. Never,
Yes,
ever.
should.
Never do what I'm about to do. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm going to say hello to the chat. Hi,
Hello, chat.
Hello. What's going on down over on the YouTubes? We've got Gorilla Mar. What's going on, man? How are you doing? We got Devil's Air. What up, dude? We got Horizon Talker. Hello. Madness Comic Network. How are you doing? We got Swift Sword Rush as well. My lovely wife is also down in the chats. That's Albany Rose. And she's eating all of the homemade, freshly out of the oven jalapeno cheese bread that she just made. And I'm
None
here
for
with you
you.
guys. So now I have resentment towards you guys because I'm not eating jalapeno cheese bread.
Accurate.
Tim Allen, how are you doing? Laurie, you're doing this thing. You're doing this thing. Yeah, you're doing a thing. You're also playing with a knife. My wife would love you. You're not allowed to meet her now.
Come on.
So
I think she and I would be best friends. I'm just saying.
Unironically, based off of the short conversation we had backstage, and then you spinning the knife in your hand right now, that probably would be a thing. Laurie, you're doing a
The
thing.
truth is, Royce has no actual authority in this instance.
Oh, if she came down and pulled the chair up, I'd turn her mic on. But anyway, so Laurie, you're doing this thing. And this thing that you're doing is called double dipping. And the double dip is when you're either on the show and you're in the chat. And the one thing I warn all of my everybody, don't associate with the chat. Don't do it.
Why?
Because they're miscreants and delinquents.
Oh, but there's so much fun, I can tell.
No, don't tell the chat that.
Oh.
Then
You know what, though? They demanded I say the magic words.
Oh no, please God.
Chicken nuggets. That is all. Continue.
Oh man, Tim Allen, what's going on, dude? Liu, how you doing? We got Eric Wag, what's going on? We've got Jersey down in the chat as well. JVP Music, what up, dude?
JVP.
Maji Chan, hello, Maji Chan, how are you? Oxen W is in the chat as well, and it jumped on me. Good God. Animation Overload, what's going on, dude? It's good to see you. We've got Ashley. This the Saska's Tennessee wife. I see how you changed your name there. What's going on, Ashley? It's good to see you down in the chat. And I believe I have caught up with everybody in the chat so far. It's going to be a fantastic night. I am going to roll up my headphones a little bit.
Mead.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Red Comics. What's going on, man? It's good to see you too.
That's Tim Allen's thing.
That is.
I
that is
know.
true.
It's like he said, say mead, I dare you. Mead? There you go. Mead.
A word of the day is mead, followed by the number 6. And that's for a 6-pack of mead, children. I almost got Richard to laugh on that one. He smiled.
I actually chuckled, but I was muted and I forgot. So
Ah.
I was going to say it's better than. I mean, have you told everybody about the channel rebrand that's going on?
Yeah.
I'm hella confused right now as to what you're talking about.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't see that? I thought it was public knowledge. Or
Why do I
we
feel
It
like I'm
is.
about to get memed on? Why?
Bryce is pretending.
Oh, fuck. No, fuck you, Richard. No.
You're not going to do a drink with White Claw?
No.
That's not
God.
even the right way
Always
to
drink White
say
Claw?
it.
There we go. That's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah,
Everly
always
Music.
drink White Claw. That's
Yeah.
No.
the rebrand.
Always drink White Claw.
No.
He's going to have Neutron Bore redo the background, but with him instead of in his jacket and everything, it's going to be a tank top. And,
A tank top?
yeah.
I haven't had a
Yeah,
tank
you're
top
going to go
since
like
I was
full
like
Florida
10.
man.
Florida man.
Oh
No, he's
my
got to go
God.
basic bitch if we're gonna do it right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, no!
He's on spring break. We'll go with that.
I had
Devil's
so
there.
many-
I'm just gonna smile and continue to nod.
Lori, I apologize.
Yeah.
There is so much channel lore. You may or may not see the chat talk about goats. You might see them also
Goats.
talk about wigs. You might
I
also
saw
see
that
them
already.
talk about You might see them talk about White Claw, and then
Hmm.
there's some other stuff down there that I've probably forgotten at this point. But those seem to be the 3 popular ones that have just carried.
No, it's better. Sometimes in my show they talk about feet in the chat. away
Oh,
from
you
us,
have
so
that
I
kind
don't
of.
know.
Oh, your chat's worse
Yeah,
than
so I don't know if we have
it's
any
only
feet people.
sometimes. And
Oh,
then,
so-
of course, like eyeballs, and then, of course, consequences and chicken nuggets. That's a regular thing. So,
What the hell kind of
That
chat do you
together?
have?
huh? The best kind.
I think Daniel has the right question. They talk about those things all together?
Usually all at one time. Yes. Yeah. It's a good time.
Guys,
It's a
who the
great
hell
time.
did we invite to our show?
A good time
Just
will
this
be had
knife
by all.
twirling weird lady who likes to
You would
talk
get
about
along
that.
with my wife so well.
Are we the same person? We just
Mm.
became best friends and we're not even together.
That
Rose, I
Also
love you.
happens constantly.
Hey, we're moving promptly along from that conversation. Richard, how you doing, man? How's the last week been, dude?
Dude, it's been crazy. The day job is like, oh, is the end of the quarter coming? Chaos,
Oh,
and that
Always.
stacked on top of people, I guess the C-suite finally figuring out that certain people have been not doing their jobs for like 5 years. It's always exciting. They want a solution in 1 quarter. Nothing like that.
oh man.
But
Yay, laziness.
yeah, it is what it is. I resisted the urge to go on any unhinged, not diatribes. What is it? I resisted the urge to post some kind of unhinged manifesto to Twitter this week, so I'm going to call it
Yeah.
a win.
Don't do that. You end up on a list when you do that.
Yeah.
I'm already on the list. I just don't want
Well-
to get on
well-
the next list over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
The list adjacent.
yeah, exactly. You don't want to get to that nexus where it's like, uh-oh, you're on too many lists
You're
at the
on
same
too
time.
many lists.
Ugh.
Too many
Richard has-
agencies. Bad
Yeah,
advice.
Richard has one Fed. He's not looking for two.
Yeah,
Oh, you want
I'm all
NSA,
right.
FBI?
What?
and both
What's
there?
your Fed's name?
Mm.
My Fed's name is Fred. He is Fred the Fed.
Oh.
He's fine. He's got a couple of kids. One of
Does he have a
one of
sense
them's
of
going to
humor?
varsity baseball. It's awesome.
Mm.
Yeah, our taxes are helping pay for it. I'm
Hey,
happy to
you
hear
know
thought-
what? Hey, Fred's a good guy. Okay.
it.
I thought they were all named Lynch.
Oh God.
But yeah, aside from that, Anvil number 3, fulfillment is basically done. First Strike fulfillment is almost completely done. I say almost completely because I was cleaning things up and I saw a stack of CD boxes and I went, "Oh God, those shouldn't be there." So I diagnosed that problem and they're going to be going out tomorrow. But I apologize.
You diagnosed the problem as in you went, oh shit.
Yeah,
That's what's
exactly. I
called an
went,
oh
oh, I
shit
see.
moment?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, these labels that were printed that are in a nice stack underneath the boxes that were covered up by other boxes. They didn't go anywhere. So there you go.
Analysis cause memory lapse.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, been a busy, exciting week. Overall good, no complaints. I mean, aside from the ones I just had.
Well, there you go. God. Sorry. I am
On the
doing
ball?
something I should have done before the show. I'm pulling up our guests' links.
Very subtly. That's
Dude, I'm the master of subtlety. Have you not
Do you
known
want me to
this?
put those in the private chat? Because I can do that.
I have them in an email.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I thought I sent them to you, but I can put them there.
I know you sent them to me. That's why I just,
I did the thing.
Yeah, she did. I did not do the thing.
Daniel, how was your week?
I never do the thing, so it's fine. My week's been great.
Good.
Business rolling along as usual. Good progress on the next book that I'm writing, and waiting for Kevin to get back to me with the final pages.
Nice.
Got the new cover for the G-Sedai 1 novel done. I got to work on changing the font on the second novel so that they match now, because I'm all about symmetry. It annoys me that they're different.
Sorry.
I have that problem too. You must match.
That was why I did the cover redesign in the first place. When I met the artist 3 years ago when I put the first novel out, I loved their style, but there were some rudimentary details. When they did the second book's cover, they had evolved so much that the second cover was so crisp and vibrant. And I was like, these two things are not the same anymore. And it's bothered me for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, at least
Do
you're
it
getting
again.
Do
Mhm.
it again. Oh, hey guys, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but Daniel just
Hey, look,
released,
it's my comic.
it's his comic.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's from his novel that he wrote, which
Yep.
also, like, you guys can, like, buy that too. Like, look at that.
Yeah, that's the old cover.
Yeah, look at
You're
that.
like, see what I was talking about, Lori? It's right there. And I was
Yep.
like, I
See it?
see you. I see you, Daniel. I feel you.
Never, ever underestimate the ability of a drunk redneck to point out your flaws.
I can find my flaws myself, thanks.
Yeah, but dude, when you do it drunk, it's so much better. Because then you wake up the next day and you don't remember what they were. And you're like, damn it.
I
I had
always
a break.
remember.
You're like, I had a breakthrough last night. What was it? Ah, well. Hey, look at that beer.
Whiskey for me, thank you.
Knives for me.
I'm a redneck, not a connoisseur. There's a difference.
I'm not a connoisseur. This is High West. I'm just getting drunk.
Oh,
He's
God.
honest with him, at least,
Yeah.
Got a little Orson Scott card going on.
Raving Dad Gaming for $5 says dealing with sick people. Royce sucks at his job as an interviewer. You motherfucker. He needs to buy a goat for his wife or declare that he is the gayest in the land.
What is wrong with your chat? That's what I.
Well, that particular super chat came from my cousin.
Oh, hello,
That's a
cousin.
family thing.
Yeah.
In that case, bring it. Because that's what cousins are for.
But if there's a list of popular lore moments in chat, Royce's gay is probably 4 or 5.
So we have gay, we have goats,
wigs.
we missed the
Wigs,
wig,
yeah.
and we missed the white claw.
We also
Put it all in
forgot the commandments, the 10 commandments of the cult of the wig.
Oh,
True.
Yeah.
That was a
Actually-
long time ago when we
I was
did
gonna
that.
say, I feel like
I still
you're
have
reaching
have,
there.
Yeah. No, they're made. I've got the image. We
Is
can
the
go.
funniest-
Would you guys like
this
to
just
recite
I
the
think
10
this just ties
commandments?
into the whole gay aspect, but anyway.
I guess the I have 4 kids thing does with like a woman that I've been with for 13 years. That's a moot point. None of that matters to the gay thing, I guess.
Hi, Laurie.
I wouldn't know about it.
Ladies
the
and
butt.
gentlemen.
Just gonna read the chat. Touch the butt. Good.
Oh, by the way, touch the butt is how I tell people to touch the like button, the button, the
Oh,
like button. Yeah,
yes.
be like Nemo. Do you remember when Nemo touched the
Nemo,
butt?
touch the
Yeah.
butt.
That's a thing on my channel because my nieces and nephews made me watch that movie way too many times as a kid.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you have kids, you've seen that movie
Mm-hmm.
at least 12,
I
maybe
was-
13 times
I was
specifically.
12 and I had 4 nieces and nephews all under the age of 3. And guess who got to
Guess who got to
babysit
all
Yeah.
the time.
because they're like, hey, you know how we babysat you when you were a kid? Because all my brothers and sisters are a lot older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Payback.
Yeah. So I got to watch, and I loved them, but they'd come and they couldn't say, they couldn't say Uncle Royce. And they Uncle Royce, and I'm like, what? And they're like, put on Finding Nemo. I'm like,
What did they
no.
call you?
Guckle. They couldn't say uncle, so they would say it with like a
Gunkle?
G. They would say like Gunkle, like I can't, but yeah.
Uncle Ois.
Yeah, they would say like Guckle Royce is what they used to call me, and they were like 2. Because you know how like
Aw,
2-year-olds
they're
they
so
can't say like
cute.
fire truck, they always say like fire fuck, and you laugh
Yeah.
as an adult. Yeah,
And you want to
But-
laugh and you're like,
yeah. So
that's not
but
what that's called.
yeah, that's not a thing. But no, they would always ask me, please put on Finding Nemo. I'm like, no. I'm like, I put it on for you. You guys went away. You played in the playroom, and I ended up watching them. Uncle Royce, we'll watch it this time. Please put it on.
3, 4, 5 times.
They're watching it in spirit.
They're still watching it. What are you talking about?
Dude, I can still quote that movie to this day. And that's why it's
Uncle
Touch the
Royce.
Butt.
Touch the
It
butt.
is literally like that movie. I watched that movie so many times that it was like good, and then it was bad, and then it was horrible, and then it was good again.
Your chat.
Jesus. Yeah.
Now, do you know why I tell you not to talk to them?
I'm going to
Anyway.
encourage them. It's not my show.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Oh well, I see how this conversation's gonna go.
I need to make
Ladies,
a fire backdrop for when these things happen.
ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute honor to introduce apparently a pistol to the show that I didn't realize. Laurie, is it Calcaterra? Is that correctly? That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Is
Gold
it
star.
huh?
Gold
Awesome.
star. Perfect. First
Uh,
try.
Italian?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is funny because neither my husband and I are Italian. Not even a
s-
drop.
Somebody was Italian at one point.
Well, my husband's adopted.
Oh.
So his dad's Italian.
Oh, okay.
But and the funny thing is both he and I, his family was his dad's family is from like northern Italy, so they're blonde. and they're
Oh.
fair skinned.
Oh,
But my husband and I are both have like lighter skin but dark hair, so both of us look like we could be Italian, but neither one of us are. So that's the funniest part. People are like, "Oh yeah, Calcaterras, you guys make beautiful Italian babies." We're like, "Well, they're actually Hispanic, but cool."
Infiltrators.
Yeah, we're like, good thing. I make a good lasagna because I got the recipe. Does that count?
right. That's legit. All that is the that
Day
is what will make you an
2093.
Italian
They
woman.
still
If you
haven't
can make
figured out
good
that I'm not
Italian food,
Italian.
yeah, that's
Hi, Hojo.
all right. I'm just gonna say the joke. That's what makes a woman. You just, as long as she can cook good food, what the best food that she can cook, she
check all the
belongs to the
boxes. I cook good food. I kick ass. I write comics. I laugh at all the gory parts in the movies. I have a good time. Yeah, I make the barbecue sauce. That's why Rose and I will be good friends.
You're not allowed to meet my wife. I'm not
I'm so like, I don't know where you are, but I will find you. Just show up at your house.
She has a
Be
particular
like,
set of
I'm not here
skills.
for you. Where's your wife? Yes, I am holding
not
a
the first time that I've heard that. Moving on.
Someone asked if I was holding a karambit. Yes, this is a karambit. This is actually my buddy makes these. This is from Bit Blades. They have a nice, beautiful lotus imprinted in the blade. And we took the measurements of my hand to do this specific one. So it's custom made for me, which is great because I get a bunch of karambits in the. I'm going to say this, and it's dirty, but the hole is always too big for my finger. Enjoy that. Enjoy that moment. But
I would have completely rolled past that if you would not have done the precursor.
Sorry, my mind lives in the gutter. I should have just said the hole is too big for my finger. That's what she said. That would have also been, a good.
She fits right in.
I mean, so anyway, but this is
Wait,
a
why
purple
is she
heart. The
saying
handle
that?
is
Never
purple
mind.
heart. It's really nice. Like, I love this. I love this blade. And I just sit here and spin it like it's a fidget spinner, but I do know how to use it too. So
Excellent.
that is all.
I have an important question, actually.
I'm gonna have way too much fun
that,
tonight.
that ties right into this. Is have you ever accidentally jabbed yourself with it whenever
Not
you're sitting
with
there screwing around?
this one's a trainer, so it's not sharp.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I only have my trainers up here because I flip them around when I'm talking. So I don't want to have my live blades up here when I'm not giving it my full attention. But I do have another one that's like super sharp, and there isn't really a good stopper on it. So if you stab with it, my thumb always gets cut every time with that one. So I tend not to use that one unless I'm really careful. But really like the machetes, and those are my favorite because they got more reach to them. And I kill watermelons and pumpkins in my backyard for fun.
Good time. Good time.
Bite always happens.
Yeah, it happens sometimes, but it just depends on the blade. What's that?
No, Laurie, I
This
think
life handle's the real hot dog down the hallway.
legitimately, unironically, like dead serious. You are unironically like a person that my wife and I would probably hang out with, and like backyard barbecues and like getting drunk with on the weekends, like because that's what we do. I'm
Adding her to the list.
Well, not for this year. Not for this year. That list is already solidified and the invites are already sent. So
maybe next year.
Yeah, there's I'm actually throwing a barbecue this year for my community. It's now a small portion of the community because I couldn't invite everybody.
Well, of course.
Because my wife and I are going to be cooking for people, but we wanted to do a small gathering.
What state are you in?
Iowa.
That's a little bit away from me. I'm in Texas.
But Richardson, Texas.
Pennsylvania.
We're also close to like Wisconsin and Minnesota.
I was like, Richard and I can hang out. I'm in Prosper.
I'm trying to remember where that is. I'm outside of Houston.
Oh, so I'm way far north. You know where Frisco is? Plano?
Yeah. Okay.
We're there. McKinney.
I forget there's a bunch of towns that have popped up.
For those of you who are in the UK, they both live in Texas, but in UK terms, that's like the difference.
Yeah, but Texas is a real country, unlike the UK. So.
You can drive for 12 and a half hours in Texas and still be in Texas.
Yeah. I've done it. I have actually. It was 10 and a half. I didn't go point to point, but I actually did 10 and a half hours in Texas to go down there for a class. It was ridiculous.
It technically counts as its own continent.
Yeah. Texas.
We're bigger than most.
Right.
So
It's true.
even the hail is big here.
Everything, right?
Mhm.
It's just better. It's unfortunate, I guess, for everybody else, but it's just
Having lived there, yeah, I'll agree.
So, all right. So, Laurie, we've got to get into this eventually. And
Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. Let's do this thing. All right. So first of all, and I have intentionally gone blind on this the whole time. So I know absolutely nothing. And I like this because I get a good first impressions of it.
You're in for a treat.
Maybe. However, the question that I have for you is, before we pull up the Kickstarter and show the fantastic trailer, I'm assuming a fantastic trailer.
Thank you.
What got you started on all this? Why go into this and start writing it?
Oh, I got a weird story. Okay, so it starts with
the best.
Starts with martial arts. I started doing martial arts in 1997.
Oh shit, we're going back to the 90s, everybody.
Damn,
Get ready to feel fucking old.
I know, so old. But anyway, I've been doing martial arts for like over 25 years at this point, maybe 30 years. God, I have to, what are we at? I don't know.
Don't count decades. If you
I
don't
want to count.
decades,
I don't want to count because then they will know how old I am. Anyway, 2017, I formed a fight team. And we were choreographing fight scenes for like a small production company based in Detroit. So we were doing like music videos and short films and commercials. If they needed someone to fall down, we did that. If your talent needed to learn how to do certain moves, we would teach them. We did all sorts of stuff, but it's like we knew so many people. There was 3 of us that were kind of heading up this choreography team. But it's like, if you wanted someone that does, jujitsu, we know somebody. Do you want someone that knows kung fu? We have that. Do you want stick fights, knife fights, gun disarms, flexible weapons? We can do all of that. So it turned into us creating a short film because we were working with the production company. So you can see it. It's on my YouTube. It's called Catfishing.
I need that link now, please.
Yeah, let me go get it.
He's going to want to watch it.
Live on
it's
stream.
about 7 minutes, but it's all action, and we don't claim to be actors, okay? So when you watch it, don't judge the martial arts. That's what we were trying to show
be
off.
a YouTuber. It's fine.
Right. I mean, we weren't there. This was our calling card. Like I did a wall run in a stairwell and a gun disarm. We had a knife fight. We ran someone over with a car. You know what I mean? Like that's what we were trying to show off.
So since I have been a kid, because I know it's not possible, but I remember when we were kids, we're always like, man, if you could do like one thing like that, it's like really dangerous and like not die, like what would you want to do? And like my thing when I was a kid is like, I'd love to get like, and not die, but like get hit by a car like they do in the movies, and like learn how to do that, because that's an actual stunt, but just like not die from it. You know what I mean?
Oh, wait. Wait, I have to show you. Give me a second here. You don't have to play the whole thing. I just want you to play the beginning part of it because
he wants to play the whole thing.
Well, no, catfishing is there. It's on my YouTube, but let me get you to the dang it. Here it is.
This is gonna be great.
Okay.
I'll
put it up on the screen and just you can.
Yeah, I will do whatever. Yeah, I am down. I am down with whatever you're about to. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm afraid. Hold on. Should I be afraid?
This is the welcome video to my last campaign, and I'm just going to show you guys the first few seconds. This is my idea of trying to capture the audience. Ready?
We really have no idea.
Okay. I know how to get hit by a car and not die.
Do that again.
Do it again.
What the fuck was that?
We really have no idea.
It's great, isn't it?
That's freaking great. Oh my God.
We always laugh about this conversation we have around the dinner table. People are like, how does that conversation go with your husband? And I'm just like, oh, Siri, I wasn't talking to you. Anyway, my husband and I'm like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm filming.
Hey, Siri, play Backstreet Boys.
And then I was like, "Hey, can you run me over with a car tomorrow?" And he was like, "Yeah, we should go out to the back of the subdivision where there's no houses, and we'll set up there." And I'm like, "Perfect, that works great. Like, I have all my stuff charged. Like, yeah." So we plan like murder at the dinner table. It happens.
Would you be
and
able
body
to share,
disposal just in case?
Not in this world. It doesn't happen that way.
would you be able to send me that link of the video you just played? Some of the chat would like to see the rest of that, and I'd just like to give that to them.
Okay, so what that is, so you have to watch some of the other videos that I have, because not only do I write comics, but all of my comics have riddles and short films attached to them. So the second short film we did, I was this reporter named Ellie Brock, and I interviewed the fans of Path of the Pale Rider. They got to be in the short film. So then they got to tell me what they think broke death. I haven't pitched you the story, so you don't know what that means yet. But in Path of the Pale Rider, you don't die. Your body dies, but you don't leave your body. You don't transition. Your soul, your energy, your personality, your consciousness, it does not leave. You're stuck in it.
I don't like that.
Yeah. So what happens is, so at the end of the second short film, Ellie gets run over by a car. And then the beginning of my welcome video for the fourth issue, she shows up. So here, I'll put it back up so you can see it. I talk to the audience like you would in a regular old Kickstarter video. And then she comes in and she's like interrupting, and she screams chicken nuggets. Her eyeball pops out partway through.
Hi, everyone. I'm Laurie Calcaterra. I am the writer-creator of the all-new Western apocalypse comic book series, Path of the Pale Rider. What's this?
This actually explains it pretty well. So we could just watch.
Apparently, I'm going to be joined by recently deceased news reporter Ellie Brock from WDED Channel 13. Why?
She's not looking so good.
Hello, Ellie.
Okay, your green screen work there is incredible.
Thank you.
That is, from what I can see, that's almost seamless. That is insane.
In Path of the Pale Rider, your body can die, but your soul or your energy doesn't leave your body upon death. Your brain rots in your skull, leaving you confused, forgetful, totally violent, not yet, or detached, whatever. People, animals, insects, we're all stuck here together. There is no death, only decay. Did you tell them about Big James? Yeah, I didn't get that far. Big James is a giant undead bear, people. Can I finish? I would like...
That's what she said.
Leave your eye alone. So in issue 1, we follow Jude St. Clair 10 years into the apocalypse. He meets Big James. Consequences! Issue 2, Jude St. Clair goes to the town of Santa Claus looking for information, and he picks a fight and consequences. Please stop doing that. Issue 3, we jump all the way back in time to the beginning.
Yes.
Again, I'm just, because I know how hard this is, and that's why I don't do it.
It was difficult,
Even though I have a green screen and I could probably like start doing like green screen work with like videos and stuff, but I know how hard it is. And everybody else might be watching this is like, oh my God, this is really funny. Like she's playing off of herself. I'm like, no, you've got to understand. She is reading off of 2 totally different scripts and she's reacting to nothing. There's nothing in the room with her right now, unless you maybe had like a stand-in.
Nope.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think that you did, but you're reacting to absolutely nothing right now. Like your jumps when you're doing the
yeah.
You're making it feel natural. The green screen looks absolutely fantastic. And then on top of that, you're playing another character who is reacting to the normal you. I want people to understand everything that is happening right now, because and what's so good about this is you made it look simple. It looks simple.
Yeah.
It looks simple. And a lot of people, oh, it looks simple. It looks, a little amateurish, this, that, and the other thing. But that's
supposed to be.
It's supposed to. And I'm seeing all of this stuff that you're doing here, and I'm like, wait a minute. No, there is a shit ton of time going in to doing everything that you're doing and making this just feel natural, like it's not something that's heavily edited. And that is
right.
That is something
There's
that
still some edits and like things didn't quite line up, but I learned so much from doing this. Wait, we got to get to the best part.
Yeah, let's do it.
And consequences.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can say that.
Well, fast forward. Blah, 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 blah. We talk about upcoming artists who's doing the variant covers. Ellie's going to tell us.
Did you just talk about yourself in like the third person?
It's Ellie. Ellie tells us, right? All right. So here's just going to tell us the variant artist for the cover. This was issue number 4.
No, you didn't make a cover.
She claims that she'd made a cover.
No, the last cover is a sketch cover so that people can get their own original Big James from their favorite artist. I just wanted to feel. Oh, dear God.
No? You didn't see her eyeball pop out?
I did.
Fan interactive experience where there's a riddle on the back of every cover, and there are short films that enrich the story where you can interact with the world.
Violence is setting in.
Find us just about everywhere. We're on
you
Facebook,
talked about
Instagram,
that earlier, the violence.
X, TikTok,
I don't think she gets violent.
All of our videos, our short films are on.
No, just with that.
She just gets forgetful and she's just annoyed.
Keep going here. New to the campaign are trucker hats.
La 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 la. We build poker deck every campaign.
Whoa, poker deck. Hello.
Yeah.
On everything that we've done so far. I think that's it. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for supporting indie. And Ellie, any last words you want to say? Chicken nuggets.
That's where that comes from.
I quit.
Anyway, so that's Ellie Brock, and I'm sure she will make another return at some point. But we do all these things, right? But that comes from my background with the production company. So we did catfishing. And then they asked me to continue writing for them. So I wrote this series called The Agency, which was like heavy espionage and martial arts and action and spy versus spy and like really good twists. And we filmed the pilot and it was edited to the point where we were ready to do reshoots, but that had taken so long that my family relocated to Texas. So we were in Michigan, relocated to Texas in 2019. So in the meantime, the agency never happened and it never will, obviously, because we're in 2 different states at this point. But I started writing this, and that's how I got into it.
May I pause you for a moment? And the reason that I do is because these tend to disappear.
Go for it.
But I need to say thank you to Fu Man Blue for coming into the chat and dropping 5 a drink with crazy memberships. Holy crap. Again. Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah, dude, Fu Man Blue, thank you so much, man. Those are the ones that, like, I usually try not to interrupt the conversation, but those tend to disappear, and I just gotta.
We don't want that.
No. So, thank you so much, Fu Man Blue. All right, I'm sorry, Laurie. So keep going on. You're working with the production company. You're moving and all. What?
You got another thingy?
Do you want? I can read it if you'd like. The super chats usually stay around. It's the,
okay.
It's the memberships that are gifted. Oh wait, no, the memberships stay around now too. Oh hey, that's new.
It's just scrolling up.
On your end, I have it on StreamYard though, so that's cool. Things are saving now. But you mentioned it, Mario Trujillo for $5. Yeah. Royce, you don't want to be hit by a car. Women shouldn't drive. 3-time people. Get a goat instead.
Mario, ouch.
Okay. I
wasn't driving that car.
I would like to learn how to get hit by a car in like a stunt setting, because I think that would be really cool. Because That's always one of those things that's like, yeah, because it obviously done wrong could hurt really, like could kill you.
There's a
But-
super easy way to do
Royce,
it. Where
maybe
there's
I'll
nobody gets hurt.
reconsider making it up to the barbecue if I can practice that trick.
Honestly, if somebody had like an old car and we could figure out, because like I've actually seen some stunts where you drive really slow and then like the person kind of has to like do like a leap. And then there's a tuck and roll thing, but it has to be done.
I'll have my lawyer look into Iowa.
This is like old school, the way that
The
they
drunk
did it.
redneck is starting the show, folks.
Is it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll tell you when to reveal the secrets.
Secrets.
She's getting an old car. I'll be fine.
It'd be all right.
Secrets.
It'll be, guys. And then when it happens, be like, no, guys, it's fine. It's fine.
Hold my beer.
Hold it. It's fine. Let's do this. And they'd be like, Royce, no, we're not hitting you with a car.
He's like, come on, Laurie told me how to do it. You can do it.
That's fine. No, guys, like there's this whole trick. We're like, yeah, when you're sober. I am sober.
Yeah.
Famous
How'd that
last
go
word.
for you? Be like, you ever see those videos where it's like 30 seconds and some guy's like, that's not, you're not doing your diet right. He's like, I walk and I eat right. He's like, you must be doing it wrong. And then it cuts to a like in memory of is like in the arms of angels. And it's like died too soon. It was like, yeah, that's you. So you're gonna be like, it's cool. I'm not drunk. Hold my beer. In the arms of
Right.
the angel. Royce is now dead.
Royce is now dead. I love how the Sarah McLachlan meme has showed up.
Mhm.
When we were
No longer associated with my business, thankfully.
the funny thing. Wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, we'll have to talk about that later.
Completely derailed me on that. I was just remember when we were all kids and just like if there was like some sad abused dog on TV, that song would always play.
Yeah.
Here's the funny part. My dad had that album.
I had that album.
And a very loud stereo that was made in like the early 90s.
Oh, no.
Dude, I am not even fucking kidding you. The amount of time, like neighbors, this was back in the day before you could just pull up a song on demand. Neighbors when they heard dad crank up his stereo, the phone would ring and all of a sudden dad would get up and he would open up the windows to the front of the house because he grew up in this neighborhood. He knew everybody. And it was the neighbors requesting songs. And
like
Sarah
call into
McLachlan,
the
somebody would
radio.
always call and request Sarah McLachlan's In the Arms of the Angel. And I am telling you, that song played absolutely loud as fuck to where the windows are rattling in your house. Believe it or not, the music in it is really good.
I mean,
When you
it
can
is,
hear
but-
everything because you have no choice but to hear everything, it's a really good song.
High quality production.
Right?
Good Lord.
Oh, God.
Simply put, Royce used to introduce both Richard and I with a 1 minute speech of some kind. And for some reason, every single time he did mine, it was about saving the wounded story that people had and helping it grow and whatnot. And we used to crack jokes about the Sarah McLachlan song playing behind that speech.
So Daniel runs a business that is literally writing services and coaching services to help people with their books and to get more focused and put all their stuff down. And one night I must have been more than a 6-pack in before I started the show.
I'm like, all right.
How every
I'm a
good
drunk
story
redneck.
starts.
I'm a drunk redneck. Like I was, I was introducing Richard one night, and it was something about being the king of the Iron Age, and he's striking upon the anvil because he's doing Anvil magazine. And then Daniel, I decided to wing it one night, and I was like, "Do you have a story in your head? Have you decided to beat and abuse that story and lock it in a closet because you're too afraid to put it on paper? Well, call Daniel P. Riley from whimsyland.org because he is going to go inside your mind and rescue that poor abused story that you don't know what to do with. And then by the time he is done with it, it will be on paper and in a book and in people's hands." It was just some crap like that. And I can't actually remember how I said it, but it was something like, and I ran with that for I think like 3 months. It just every week it was about you as a writer, being a first-time writer, not knowing how to put your story on paper. And it's not because you were afraid to put it on paper or you were confused. It was because you beat your story into a poor, abused shell of itself and threw it in a closet in your mind. And Daniel's going to be the guy to rescue it. And
everybody needs a Daniel. If you're a writer, I mean, I was there. I mean, like when I had this script when it first started, I had written it as a full-length movie. And I didn't know what to do with it. And the people from the production company that I let read it were like, pitch it to Netflix. It's that big. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. B, I don't want to do that. Like, I want creative control over this. And when you sign up with Netflix, you sign away all your rights, right? They could just shelve it.
Unfortunately.
They could shelve it and no one would ever see it. You know, they could produce it and change all your characters. They could bring out a bunch of writers and just change everything. So I was like, no. I want to do it. I want to do it right. My husband finally read it and he was like, this is a comic book. And we were reading, you know, lots of image stuff. The Saga, East of West, Invincible, Walking Dead, Black Science, like a lot of image. The first comic book that I read was Who Watches the Watchmen, stuff like that. So when he read it and he was like, this is a comic book, I was like, you're right, you know, but how do you do that? So then we sat on it for a long time and I needed a Daniel to help me break it up into issues and figure out how to freaking do it. You know what I mean? So it took a while. I think that was 2000. I wrote the script in 2018 and I want people to remember that when we start talking about this story, 2018. When you find out the stuff that's in this book and it continues to have Simpsons moments where we predicted that's going on now, it'll mess you up. It messed me up. It's messed up. But anyway, so I started in 2020 with 2 different artists. And of course, the pandemic hit. Everything fell flat. In August of 2020, I canned it. And I was just like, we're going to wait. It's not the right time. It's not the right artist, whatever. You know what I mean? And I took all of 2021 thinking, you know, if it's meant to be, I'll find the right person and we'll move forward. If not, I'll just continue to be patient. Right, Daniel?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I met Marco DeFio in January of 2022. We kickstarted our first issue in March. We ran the campaign for 4,550 because I had never run a campaign before and that number seemed right. And when I look back at what I did on my first campaign, it's terrifying because most time you run a campaign as a first time comic creator and you run it for like $1,000 or $1,200. We ran it for 4,550 and finished at like 5,600. We were like 100 and I forget what percent. We were like 100 and I want to say 10, 12% of goal. And having, again, no history, having never been in the community, I didn't know what we had stumbled upon until like now I get it. Like when you look back at a first campaign that's made over $5,000 and you're like, holy shit, how did we do that? But it's the story. It's the fan interaction. It's the cool stuff that we do that enriches the story and sucks you in. And that's, you know, why we're different. So yeah, here we are. This is trade paperback for issues 1 through 4. I just picked up my books for issue 4 today. The only thing I don't have is the stinking medals, but I'll get those. And then, so those are all going out and then these are going to be ordered, you know, as soon as the money comes in from this. But we had a $2,000 goal because the art's already done. All we're doing is putting it in a volume and I added, well, not just, we added a bunch of bonus material. So it's 148 pages and then we remastered issue number 1. Do I have issue 1?
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh God, she disappeared.
So when we
there
did
she is.
issue 1, this is issue 1, it's black and white because that's what we could afford when we first started. So it's always been black and white. And this is the last time you can get it in black and white because now that we remastered it, it's color and I relettered it for the trade paperback. So the
Very
trade
cool.
is the first time you can get it in color, but the whole point of that was so it's immersive. We want it to be sucked into the story. We keep saying that, but that's what it is. Because if this is a full-length movie and it's broken into 12 issues, those first 4 issues are act 1. You get to
Yes.
learn the characters. You find out what drives, the main guy. You learn how the world works and all the rules that go along with it. And then we get to, the middle act, and then stuff starts to go wrong. Not that it hasn't been going wrong the entire time, because that's how my world is. Everything goes wrong all the time. And we kill people, like everybody. But that's how we roll. So anyway,
Oh,
ask me
Joey.
a question.
Fantastic.
God,
I'm not talking.
gentlemen, ask her a question. She said, "Ask her a question," and I'm scared.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll shoot.
Good
With
man.
Letting
Good
Richard go.
I was going to say, with the Western setting, what?
Yeah.
Have you always been a Western fan, or what was your first draw into the genre?
So I love apocalyptic stories, but I
always
grew up,
think those have a good like Western feel to them, inevitably,
yes.
because of the frontier feeling.
Westerns are like the gateway drug to apocalypse movies, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I grew up watching Clint Eastwood movies with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So
Survivalism.
yeah, but I mean, like, there's even a yeah, we'll do that.
We'll get there, Pops.
We'll get there.
Give-
But there's
give
a
us a
movie
minute.
with Clint Eastwood
Pops,
called
this is the
Pale Rider,
warm-up.
right?
Mhm.
There's the movie Pale Rider,
Yeah.
and it's about Clint Eastwood maybe being a ghost or this like supernatural figure that shows up to a town. But
Mhm.
Pale Rider comes from the Bible. It's the book of Revelation. He's the
Yep.
fourth horseman of
Mhm.
the apocalypse, and it's death. So we wanted to pull in like Western. It's like things got so bad in this world, we have devolved back to the Wild West,
Mhm.
right? If gas is gone, electricity is gone. We have a town that's, you're wearing the same clothes and you're traveling by horse. You might wear leather and the apparel so that you can do that. And that makes more sense, is to dress yourself and act like, more of a Western type setting. But we're like future West, you know what I mean? Because we have technology based off of modern time and how things fell apart. But it's really interesting. Like
So
when
you
we
got a
start
little bit
digging
of
into the
technology
story.
left, but not enough technology to like live the way that we do now.
The people that have the technology are not sharing it,
Well, yeah,
and not everybody can access it.
because those guys are dicks.
So
Well, it's usually government, right?
We need to put
mean,
Lori and Queen
You're not
Snow in a
allowed to
room
meet
together.
my wife. I keep telling you this. You're not
Yeah, we're
allowed
going
to
to.
meet.
what
So
was
okay.
Fallout
Let me
part of the
pitch the
inspiration?
story. Let me-
Go ahead. Never mind.
So in Path of the Pale Rider, death has been broken. Your
Mhm.
body can die, but your soul, your consciousness does not leave your body upon death. And this is for people, animals,
Whoa.
insects,
Whoa.
fish,
You-
nothing.
You triggered my lore brain.
Let's talk about it.
You have broken death.
We broke death.
Is that in any of the issues that's out now?
She said it several times.
All of them.
Okay. But is like that lore there, like it's concrete, like we can find out? No.
He wants to know
No,
how
no.
Death got broke.
Oh,
Yeah,
but that's
that-
the whole
yeah.
point of the story. Okay, so let me finish.
Okay,
So
okay.
10
Sorry,
years into this apocalypse, right, is when we start the story, and we're following this cowboy, Jude St. Clair, who's like the last guy who still gives a damn about how it started. Most people, and I mean, like, look what happened with the pandemic with COVID. Most people move on. They don't
Mhm.
care. They just want to live their lives and move on, right? But this guy is stuck. He wants to know the why, and he wants to see if he can put things back to the way they are. So that's where we are in this journey. Now, in the first 12 issues, he does figure it out. I'll tell you that much. But we're only on issue 4, moving into issue 5. So he hasn't figured it out yet. We're still in Act 1, moving into Act 2. So you figure that out in Act 3, right? That's how the movie goes. We
You
froze
had-
Royce. He was frozen for a second. Did you see him?
Yeah, Royce.exe
I-
stopped
Dude,
responding.
I love lore shit. Like
Yeah.
lore to me is better than plot and character, especially if it's done well.
This is an extremely I spent a lot of time building this world. So before I wrote the path of Jude through this world and what he does, I made the mechanics. Death is broken. Okay. Your body can die. Your brain rots. You know your own name in the beginning for the most part. You know what I mean? You're you. So you're not trying to eat people. You're not
but
brain
you're still...
craving, but you're rotting. So you lose your memories. You can become violent. You can become vegetative, detached.
Okay. Just give me a second here. Okay. So when you say you broke death, sorry, and don't give anything away, please.
I'm
but
not going to spoil it.
I have to fucking say this.
Do it.
When you're saying that you broke death, if I am
Something
listening
broke
to you
death.
correctly, well, something broke death, and you wrote it, so it's your story. So therefore, you broke death.
Yeah,
Spoiler
okay,
alert: she broke death because it's her fucking story. Anyway,
Sorry.
okay, so
Hand of God.
what? Yeah, right. The hand of God. Oh my God, she's God. Anyway, no. What? So what you're saying is by breaking death, you in the mechanism in which the soul separates from the body and goes into the afterlife,
or wherever it goes.
Or wherever it goes, wherever the soul goes, Valhalla, fucking
Yeah.
purgatory, heaven, it doesn't matter. But the mechanism in which the essence of life itself that lives within living things, okay, transferring on to, again, that other realm, whatever that realm is no longer active.
Correct.
And something caused that mechanism. So, fuck me sideways. That's really fucking cool.
But let's talk about the consequences. Consequences, right?
And chicken
Because what do you eat, Royce? Do you eat meat currently?
Constantly.
Wait. Hold on. Sorry.
The twist is that in addition to the whole White Claw thing, he's going vegan on us.
The point of eating, is to sustain your body, to sustain life.
Yeah,
but if you
you can still be alive in the story. Like Jude St. Clair starts the story, he is alive in issue 1. Okay, but if something were to end his life, you can end a life. You can stop. Well, we'll say this. Well, you can stop a heart from beating, just like any other way. You can die of sickness. You can die of old age. You can die of an injury. Okay, so at the point where the heart stops, your soul is still there. So the living people are still eating. Sharon quit and is well, that's a good theory.
Karen, not Sharon.
So Karen, thank you.
Sorry.
So this is what I'm saying. This is what madness got me. This is what I'm talking about. So you can slaughter a cow, but if it's still in it, the essence is still in it. How do you butcher a cow that is unwilling? And then if you grind it up, is the meat still moving while you're trying to eat it? That burger doesn't sound so good. Now they're like, all right, well, I'll just become a vegetarian. I'll become a vegan.
I'd be okay with that.
I have slaughtered way too many animals in my life. Okay, but now you're broaching into the idea of, does all life move on to the afterlife? Or is there specific life that contains souls that moves on to the afterlife? So that begs the question of, now, are we talking about the essence of life, or are we talking about the essence of energy? Which starts to get into like the laws of thermonuclear dynamics and whether or not those have been suspended.
I am just going to say I did a shit ton of research on all this stuff when I was writing it. I'm probably on that list we were talking about when I'm like, how does this work?
You please tell me, am I at least...
Laurie
am I at least in the ballpark? Am I at least in the nosebleeds of the ballpark? Like,
you're in the ballpark.
Okay.
I'll just say but I will answer all of the questions. I will answer them all. We're just not at that point yet. We're at the point where you're the person. I'm Ellie Brock, and I'm asking you, what do you think broke death? And you get to say whatever you want because nobody has a clue. That's where we're at in the story, and that's where people are, the fans. So I can't say too much, but you are in the ballpark. But the other thing, so we talked about meat.
That's interesting.
People are like, let's become vegetarians. Well, what happens when the
I
pesticides
did
don't
that.
work?
I have actually done. It was a dietary thing, not a
I did
belief
this
thing.
for a little while too, and I didn't stay there, obviously.
No.
Pesticides
I
will
legit
not
did it as a dietary thing, and a belief thing. It was
It's gross.
It was
That's went
no.
on
My
strike,
wife is a killer
no.
cook, so my wife is an amazing cook. So it was
Mhm.
actually really fun. And actually, some of my favorite things to eat are vegetarian. But again, my
Pesticides.
Pesticides don't work,
Gro-
right? The
grow-
insects are still moving, and I consider them dumb. So maybe they don't realize they don't have to eat anymore. So they eat all of our crops.
Yeah.
So now we have a major food shortage. We probably have a water problem because we have undead things that can, instead of sinking to the bottom like they're supposed to, they're going to
They're just-
places they're not supposed to.
Swimming around, rotting in the water.
So okay, and that's
so
going
wait,
on.
You're going into ecology now.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to my story.
Okay.
So that's all
right,
going
you have
on.
my buy-in. You have my buy-in.
And-
I'm sending this to my wife right now. You
So
have
okay,
my
that's
buy-in.
like that's the world setting that it's in. That's the powder keg, and then now we have people that are losing their memory. They're getting lost. They're running over. So we have this population that's ever growing, and they're chaotic. So then, what does the government do? Can you have rights as an undead person? Can you vote? Can you have firearms? Can you own property? Can you drive?
Dead people vote now, so I'm going to go with yes.
We're gonna. Here's the thing: that I have written so many things back in 2018 into this story that we're still seeing happen. It freaks me out. So anyway, that's my point. Is yeah, they're all voting for. Never mind.
Yeah.
Pick one. They're both terrible. It's my opinion. But anyway. So then the government starts to do what the government does best, and they overstep. So first
Murder
it's
people?
like curfew, and then it's like they create this technology, they force everybody to wear it. I wrote this in 2018, reminding you. Okay, so this disc is what I call it that goes on their chest and it amplifies the heartbeat. So if you touch it, it lights up green. It has like the EKG line that goes across, and it has a speaker so you can hear and see that this person still has a heartbeat, because that's the difference between the two, right? And then, of course, the undead, if you hit it and they're wearing it, it flatlines, it turns red, and it alarms, okay? But we're people and we're awesome, and we hack things. So you think as a society we would not hack this? Of course we would. So now we have undead people walking around with what looks like a heartbeat, passing as living for longer. Okay, I'll just keep going because it's silent.
No. That's your cue to keep going. I don't know if you
All right,
know
I'll
this
keep going.
one.
So
if
then
you
again,
can shut
it's like
me the fuck up, you should never fucking stop.
That is
Like-
the truth.
Yeah, if you get me to shut the fuck up, you should never stop.
someone says
like-
it's wasting disease. That's interesting too. I've seen that with deer, and it's freaky. But
yeah,
it's like
that
there's
is
so many
actually, yeah.
different theories about what caused this in Jude's world. So Jude, issues 1 and 2, it's the future apocalypse. It's 10 years, and it's the Western nasty dystopia, right? Issues 3 and 4, we actually jump back in time, and you get to see the beginning. So you get to experience that through him and his family's perspective, watching the news, bad thing after bad thing happening, food shortages, government overstep. And then it's like the difference between watching the apocalypse happening on the TV and the riots and the craziness, and then it comes home. So then they are forced to deal with this situation. I left off the best part. So the government actually oversteps again, and then it becomes illegal for undead people to be in a living community. So they create a police force called the Collectors. They will take you out of your house, and they take you to the undead retirement community, whatever that is. So it's
We know what that is.
do we? There's commercials for it, but you never see these people again. So you don't really know. Nobody knows. You know, it's
It
pretty-
involves a really large pizza oven.
You think it could. You never know. We'll see that place eventually. We're going there. Yes, we are. So anyway, so that's, Jude's perspective. And then when
God
we
damn it.
finish up issue number 4, there is trauma in his life, of course. Well, I got hey.
That would be my lovely wife.
I know, we're going to be friends. We are, for sure.
Yeah, that's
Grace keeps saying that we're not going to meet, but we will.
the last few women that I've had on this show that I said weren't allowed to be friends with my wife became friends with my wife. And
so when we end
apparently,
issue 4,
I'm
Jude
told
is out
that
in the world. I'm sorry, go ahead, Royce.
No, I
It's your
said
show.
I'm told that my life is better for it. Anyway, back to you.
I was just going to wrap up that segment and just say, like,
Go
Jude is
for
out
it.
in the world. He's been pushed out of the frying pan and into the fire, and things are happening. So in issue number 4, he's in a riot, and you get to experience the madness of this world, and you can start to peel back some of the layers. There's things happening in this world that are like, when you read it, you're like, what is going on here? There's something else going on here. And I love this script because when you read issue 4, you're going to read it one way because you only know Jude St. Clair's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But when you find out that there's other main characters in the background, and once you know who they are and what they're capable of doing, that's when that whole scene will take on a new purpose. Anyway, I'm here.
I have a question.
I'm here.
Is there a death reflex when something cataclysmically happens to a body to stop its function? Like, if you have an accident, sometimes your brain goes, I should be dead. Like, you recognize that something horribly traumatic has just happened to you. Is there a reflex like that when characters?
Yeah, like when they do die, and you see this in I want to say the 3rd book. Jude, very early in the book, Jude is a young man. He's an EMT. So we've jumped back in time 10 years. And there's a guy that he's been smashed by a 16-wheeler, and him and his partner in the ambulance are trying to save this guy. And he codes, and they cover him with the sheet, and they're talking about like, oh, it was so, this, that, and the other. And then of course we have that great zombie moment where the guy like sits up with the sheet on, like, bleh. But then he starts talking. So there is that moment, like if they die, where it's just a second where it's just like, oh, they're bleeding out or their heart stops, and then they can immediately get back up and be like, hey guys, I'm still here. What are we doing? You know what I mean? So it does happen. Big James was much more violent. You get to see the origin of Big James, the big undead bear, in issue 3. And he was not happy. He was not happy when his time came, and then he was swiping heads left and right. That was fun. I actually had a tear that someone could be drawn in to be murdered by Big James.
Nice.
Someone got that, and it wasn't who I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like my father-in-law got that one. I was like, so I have had the pleasure of killing my father-in-law in the comic. All he cared about is that we drew him with hair. Funny stuff.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just I'm processing because I'm considering like
all the things.
The 18, yeah, well, just the mechanics of it, like the 18-wheeler hitting a guy, that's gonna like shatter bones.
Mm-hmm.
And if your body is dead,
car pieces coming out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things don't heal since your body is dead. So anyone who died in a horrible manner would be
mangled.
Yeah, disabled for the rest of their existence.
Yes.
Have you gone into the impacts this would have on the isekai anime subgenre?
Really?
Sorry, what?
Really, Richard?
That just popped in my head.
I was like,
it's always about isekai with you people.
Well, I have to tie it in. It's too funny.
That's funny.
No,
good. I don't think I have.
No, okay, all right. I usually leave at 9:30 because my brain starts turning off around then. But before, I'm trying to ask some more chaotic questions before I go. And this one, I want to know, since we're talking about death, and the 90s. I want to know, were you like a Tamagotchi or Digimon? What was your
Tamagotchi.
thing? Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for sure.
Okay.
And it died lots of times. I came
Well,
back
yeah,
and it was
that's a given.
green full of poop. And I was like, well, it's dead.
Yeah. Well, so can the Tamagotchi still die? In your...
Tamagotchi is digital. It can still die.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
But like, it's things that can move, I think, are the ones that are most affected. I don't think plants are really affected because they're not really moving. They're alive. And then even when they're undead, it's just still there. It doesn't move or do anything. So that's probably the only thing that wouldn't change. But everything else that's alive and has a heartbeat is what is affected.
We could get really like deep in the weeds,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Remember, I warned you guys.
Discuss the ramifications of Venus flytraps.
Venus flytraps, eating things. Would you be left in your poop? In the poop? Yes, you would. Now, again, this is like, how far does it go, Laurie? Can you shoot him in the brain? Nope. You can't shoot. Well, you can't shoot him in the brain, but all you do is make less brain function. So then they become more chaotic. So you made it worse. Can you burn them into ash? You can, but they're still in their ashes. And what does that mean?
That's kind of screwed up.
Yeah.
So, okay. So when I do my
fly free, friend.
That's terrible. God. Like, you can chop off limbs, they would still function. Later on in the story, we have a character that's just a head. It's great.
How do limbs still function without something commanding it?
Is this 12 arc like the 12 book or issue arc? Is that all part of kind of what you originally envisioned as the movie?
The first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like the first script that I wrote for Path as a full-length movie got broken up into these first 12 issues. There is a second arc and there is a third arc. And then that's it. We are done. There is an ending. It's already planned. And people are like, you're not going to make it ongoing? And I said, no. That's the difference between the TV show Lost and the TV show Breaking Bad. One of them had an ending planned and they stuck to it. We all know which one that is, right? So that's the intention, is to get, eventually to the ending. When we get there, you will feel all the feels. There will be plenty of fan payoff. We're going to have some big battles. It's going to make you think, and we would have blown up a ton of shit in the meantime. So we're going there. We're just getting started. I can't wait to do issue 5 because issue 4 has some good big moments that we got to unleash on the readers. But when we pick up in issue 5, we're back into the Western apocalypse time frame, and we start moving forward in time where we left Jude St. Clair. And we burn a lot of stuff down, but you get some answers. So, and then things start to go wrong. Because
when do you think issue number 5 is? Now the campaign is for the first 4 issues, correct?
Correct. This campaign is to print the trade paperbacks, which is issues 1 through 4 plus bonus material.
In color.
Because it doesn't make sense to continue producing floppies at $10 a pop. It's like you can get the trade paperback of 1 through 4 plus bonus material for $25. So when we start doing 5, if you want the catch-up tier, you get the trade paperback. See what I mean? Save some money, get the whole story in color, not have to. If you want floppies, I have them. But after, I think the floppies for 2, 3, and 4 sell out, we'll just probably do A covers on a very limited basis. So we'll basically have issue 1 in color, the trade paperback in stock, and then whatever issue in 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll do a trade then, and we'll do the same thing. Once those floppies sell out, guess what? You can get trade 1, trade 2, and then we'll start up with 9, 10, 11, 12.
So I want to say one thing, and then I want to play the trailer that you have on your Kickstarter.
Because it's been almost
short.
a half hour.
I'm sorry. It's short, and I hate the audio. I'm sorry, guys. The audio sucks. I couldn't get it.
No, I'm an audiophile.
Sorry.
Anyway, no,
I apologize in advance.
No, it's fine. No, thank you for that. I won't have to criticize you.
It's bad.
He'll do it anyways.
I might, but no.
You'd be like, you're right. The audio sucks.
So here's what I will say, and some people agree with me and some people don't, but your story reminds me of the best seasons of my favorite show, which was Supernatural. And I unironically think that Supernatural, the first 5 seasons specifically, were some of the best seasons to hit television ever. It would stand there with the top tier of television. I think the first 5 seasons of Supernatural stands up there with shows like Game of Thrones, the good parts of The Walking Dead. I mean, even to the points of like The Sopranos and things like that. Like after that, they started to fall off. Like season 6 on, like. And they had small, it was like season 6 to 8 was like, yeah, it was good. And then like 9 and 10 were iffy. And then after that, it was
kind of falls off.
Yeah. But you have something here where you present the question in the beginning part. Why doesn't death work anymore?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to take you on that journey to find out the answer. The cool part is that like Supernatural, that kind of answered the question in about season 3. We're gonna answer that question, and then there's the whole thing of getting back to it, wrapping it up. We know what happened now, but now how do we solve for the problem that exists?
Yes.
And I fucking love that.
Once we get to the end of the first 12, there's obviously it dumps you into the next arc, right? Because then they have a new agenda. They have a new plan of what they're going to do. And then when we get into issue 2, you find out that there's so much more going on that wasn't revealed in the last arc.
Well, but that's so fucking fantastic. Again, I unironically just everything you're talking about right now, again, triggers my lore brain, makes me go, well, wait a minute. How do I find these answers? Like, is this what's happening? Like this, like you, like lore hunters out there, like if this hits like in a way for you guys that just people are picking it up and they're going, wait, you could have people doing entire channels on YouTube about this. Like, that's what I feel that you have written here is like, how does it work? Why does it work like this? Here's possibly the thing. I am not sure that if you do this, if you're keeping everything secret or if you're dropping little hints throughout the story, and if people pick up on those hints, which whether you do or don't, some people have success either way, right? By the smirk on your face, it's a very ambiguous smirk. It's like, oh, did I drop hints? I don't know. Did you?
Well, let me just say, I have been dropping hints, but again, I always drop like spoilers with no context. And the more you dive into this, because it's not just the story, but the riddles and the short films, you get more of the world and how it's built, and you get to actually interact with it like it's real with the riddles. So the back cover of every issue, if you solve the riddle, there's things that exist in this world that you can interact with like it's real, like Path of the Pale Rider is real. Show the bear plushie. Oh, where did it go? It's on the page. Oh, he's way far away. But yes, I have the bear plushie.
All right.
Yes, and I have a choose your own adventure book as well.
I am going to play the trailer before Richard leaves. Yes. And I'm also going to leave a snarky comeback to my cousin in the chat. So let's get this going because I want to see this trailer. You said something about audio.
I apologize.
Chat, she apologizes. I apologize as well. We invited her on.
Roll tape.
It's not tape. It's digital. We don't even use.
Do it anyways.
Who the fuck uses tape? God, so old fashioned.
Yes, I am.
That's it. What is Path of the Pale Rider, anyways?
That's a good question. So, my cousin brought up a very good point, and this is something that I really like what you're doing here. Again, it gets me more enthusiastic for the story, but I have had this argument for the past couple weeks on my Sunday live streams with my chat. My chat mostly retarded. They're miscreants and delinquents, and some of them are retarded. I can name the retarded ones. Anyway, I won't, though, to save them. But we go back and forth about spoilers. Some people, well, most people are like, I don't like spoilers. I don't want to know anything about the story. I have this thing where I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit about spoilers. If you know the spoilers, and when you read the thing or watch the thing or engage with the thing, knowing the spoilers, and that ruins the thing for you, I'm like, it's not written well. And a lot of people argue with me on that. Now, my cousin had just said, he's like, wait a minute. He's like, he says, I thought you didn't like to know how everything works, Royce. I said, no, I like to know spoilers. But when spoilers don't ruin, but when you have a story that leaves questions, even with spoilers, that's a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I could know books 1 through 4. I could know everything that happens right now. But because of how you wrote it, I still don't know the ending of the story. I could still tear through books 1 through 4 myself, even knowing the spoilers, somebody else giving me the breakdown. But again, you have one of those stories that the more you think about it, maybe the more you piece together.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers, I don't feel would ruin this at all. And that's why I get excited about this. Is because this is really my type of story.
Cool.
I love what you're doing here, and it's not my type of story. It's not a Western. It's
right.
the lore. It's the lore. It's what the fuck happened. Can
right.
you figure it out before I tell you?
Good luck.
Challenge accepted.
Well, and
woman.
I really got to say, like, the more you do, like I said, the extra stuff, it fills in the blanks, because of course the comic story is the meat and potatoes. It's the story I want to tell, but it's such a big world, and there's so many different things to explore, and in different times, that we can't get them all in the story. So that's why it's like the riddles, you can interact with the world, and the short films explore things that maybe we just don't have time to in each issue without putting in fluff. So there's a ton of short films that I do where people can be involved. But anyway, let's talk about some other stuff. Let's scroll through. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, it was just Devil's Air is like, show more of the campaign. So I'm going to put it on the slow scroll, and we can talk as it slow scrolls.
I was like, wow, it is slow scrolling. This is our cover. You can love it or hate it, but there's a reason for it. Marco DeFio and I talked about this cover being interchangeable with different parts. So as we go, there's different, characters we want to have on the cover. And of course, there's that disc in the background with the living line, which then becomes the path that Jude St. Clair is walking on, the living path. And then if you look in the title, of course, there's Big James. What? So in the next one, we can have an undead character, a red disc with the red line, and a different beastie in the words. That's the whole point, is there's going to be 3 of these, and we want them to look like a set.
Does the line correlate to an actual...
I love it.
Yeah. God, fuck! No, because now you're like, no, we're gonna put like secret things in the art. This is one of those. This is one of those where like somebody like tears the book apart, and they put and after like 4 issues, it's on the wall, and there's red, and they're like, no, you don't understand. And there's the string, and it's the fucking meme. It's like, no, guys, I see the truth of the path of the Pale Rider. It's right here, and they're like, dude, you're insane. I'm like, no, I get it.
And the thing is, it's been there the entire time. Hee hee.
I need to buy this book. I need to buy this book. I
Oh, the
only
Easter egg. Tim Allen makes me laugh. So anyway, so that is our cover for the trade paperback. Of course, we always have really beautiful covers, and we have all the variant covers are actually included in the bonus material. So all the variant covers that we've had from issues 1 through 4 are all in this book, along with additional journal entries by Jude St. Clair. So he's been chronicling the time, but also writing down conspiracy theories. I give you a gimme to one of the riddles. So if
Don't
you
do
weren't
it.
able to solve one of the riddles, I give you the answer in one of those, on one of those pages. There is a map of the apocalypse according to Jude St. Clair. It looks like one of those paper maps you get from, the 90s from a gas station. And he's been taking notes so you'll know like which cities are just gone, or if they're a haven for the living, a haven for the undead, or if anybody is welcome to go. There's cults. There's other things that he has notated on that map. So you might even get to understand where he's going next by looking at this map. And then I included the script for issues 1 and issue 4. I thought those two would be interesting to read for people because they can read the Big James chase. So in issue 1, Jude St. Clair wakes up this really nasty undead bear, Big James. You get to read how it all goes down and see like how we portrayed it in the comic if it follows. And then of course issue 4, I included that script so you can read the riot scene at the end, because again there's this character moving in the background that's like, what is he doing? And if you follow his movements, it's like, ooh, there's something going on here. So I thought that would be interesting for people to read as well. But I got a couple gifs, whatever you want to call. I forget. Devil's there. You can correct me. He always does. But I think they're gifs.
We don't call him Jod. We call him God, and that's why
There
we
you
call
go.
it a GIF and not a GIF.
There you go. But there's those. If you want to see the interiors of issues 1 through 4, this is what they look like. This is again the first time we're releasing issue 1 in color, so you get to see it. It hits a little differently. There's things that stick out that I didn't even notice in the black and white, but now that Matt Chambers has gone back and colored the issue, it's like, oh, look at that. So it's a different experience. Here's issue 2. Issue 2 is when Jude is in Santa Claus. It's very much a Western. We have poker game, saloon brawl, drunk, town idiots, whatever you want to call them.
Hey, we have those in today's world.
We got them. We still got them in the future apocalypse. And then that's where we drop you into the past. And then, of course, issue 3 is the past. You get to see it from the beginning. There's Jude trying to rescue this guy. It does not go well. This scene is hilarious, though, because they take him to the hospital and he's just sitting there and the doctor's like, haha, practical joke. Have you seen that movie, Death Becomes Her?
I have not, no.
Oh, Death Becomes Her is such a great movie. But Glenn Close and Bruce Willis are married. She falls down the stairs and she's like this, where she's alive, but she is dead. And she's sitting there and the doctor's examining her and like freaking out because she's not supposed to be sitting there, talking. So anyway, that's that scene to a T. And then of course, issue 4, you can see the fallout of what happens with his family.
This
There you go.
looks fucking fantastic.
Thanks.
And it sounds fantastic. Somebody had said, they're like, oh, like she's the Alex Jones of the indie world. And I would actually equate it to somebody else who made their fan base absolutely just ravenous for the lore. And that was Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's. Thank you.
Because the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's
is
why that game is as big as it is. I mean, that fan base. And I would say if you are anywhere near that realm at all, you will see success. If you get the lore hunters getting into your series, they will want to tear everything apart. They'll be like, I am telling you right now, that is the thing that I'm just like, okay, if you do it right and you do it well, I honestly believe you can see some success finding the lore hunting community. And if you have that much lore in it, maybe start advertising to the lore community and say, hey, lore hunters.
How do I find the lore community, for Pete's sakes? Because that's the hardest part of being indie. It's finding your audience.
Yeah.
Right?
So here's what you do is you post on Twitter and be like, and come on. So Twitter, you have to come off like an asshole or a snarky bitch. So just be like, I bet the best lore hunters in the world can't figure this out. Bet. If you are close, if you can figure it out, I will send you a book. And you got to be honest about it.
As long as you're in the United States.
Yeah, well, I don't. Well, yeah, because the rest of the world doesn't matter. We understand that.
No, they do. I just can't ship it from Texas. They have to get it from my publisher, ASAP Imagination, and they can get it from their website because they handle all the international shipping.
Well, maybe what it happens is it's like if it'd be like a signed copy or something like that, or
totally do that.
Find somebody who can like 3D print you with just like a one figurine. It's like the one figurine, and the person who gets the lore the closest, and they'd have to like sign an NDA about it because you don't want to give away the whole story. But challenge the lore community. Go out on Twitter and be like, I don't think you guys can figure out the ending of this, and just drop those tidbits and nuggets. And I think if you got the lore hunting community on your ass, I think that this. You may have something here. I don't know. I'm also a drunk redneck, so don't listen to what I.
Okay.
Hey, beer.
Beer.
That's number 9, by the way.
Beer number 9?
No. Commandment number 9.
Oh, commandment number 9 is beer.
Hey, beer.
Oh, hey, beer.
Richard, is it your time
Don't make
to
it bad.
escape?
Don't go,
Yeah.
Richard. Dang.
No, I'm going to jump off before
I've embarrassed him.
all
Before your
cognitive
brain
ability.
explodes?
Yeah, where I get embarrassed.
Don't be
Like
embarrassed.
last week. No.
What happened last
The
week?
fuck happened last week?
You don't remember? All right, never mind.
Dude, there's been a lot of beers in between.
Yeah.
It was some
we had
some
another
bullshit, Royce.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Thank you guys. I was just say I enjoyed talking to you. I'm looking
Thanks,
forward
nice
to
to
your
meet
project. If you want to put up an article, get a hold of me for the website, and we'll get something going over there because I think that you've got a lot of content there, and I think a lot of people would like to take a look at that. So, aside from that, just Anvil Magazine. Please don't. If you want to pre-order issue number 4, it's live on the site. I'm going to have to bump back the trailer drop date until the 25th because I've not gotten art that I needed in time, and that's partially my fault. The other request I have is don't order any more issue 3s or 2s or any physical things that I have to ship until I am fully caught up. Please just spare me, at least until Sunday evening, because I've got to get the last little things done, and I want to be done, caught up fully. So
Leave Richard alone.
Yeah. But at least until Monday.
He's just
Is that the
a
Leave
boy.
Britney Alone meme you just did, Daniel? Leave Richard alone.
I know. I'm sorry. You're probably Tim Allen. You're probably one of the poor suckers who is sitting in a stack up there that I noticed like 30 minutes before the live stream started. I apologize. All right, everybody. I enjoyed talking to you. I'll see you on Sunday night. Have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one, man.
Night, Richard.
Oh God. Okay.
I didn't get a chance to show you guys the cool stuff that's on the campaign.
Well, no, we're gonna go back to that.
Oh, are we? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, we're totally gonna go back to that. But
We're not done here. Just Richard.
No. I'm just gonna do a thing real quick.
Ooh, the way of the wig. This is the 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
Go
go
sacrifice.
Yeah. Because if I get a goat, it's gonna turn into stew. All things shall be smoked. That I
like
built.
it.
I built my own Texas offset smoker out of a 125-gallon air compressor.
Okay.
Like legitimately, like I use solid steel, welded it, the whole nine. Like, and I cook on it as often as I can. Like when the weather's good up here, like that
Yeah.
fucker's, and it's all wood fire.
Nice.
The Korra Creed. Oh fuck. That comes from lore of the channel. That's a Legend of Korra thing.
Yeah.
I think that show is better than a lot of people think it is. Not to say it doesn't have its problems, but I think it gets unironically shat on. Anyway, read from Shalar. Shalar is that's a meme.
It is not a meme.
It's a book. Well, it's a book now, but it wasn't when it was originally said.
Doesn't matter. It exists, therefore it is not a meme anymore.
Yeah. Thou shalt not double dip, which is what Laurie was doing.
Haha.
Shelves shall fall. Also, more channel lore. There was a video clip I have of the shit back here. Yeah, it hit the deck. My almost 25-year-old Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are in mint condition in their original tins hit the deck that night and spread all across the floor. Yeah, my heart about stopped. That's yeah. Sim theory is blasphemy. Yes, I hate simulation theory. It freaks me the fuck out. Thou shalt always rant. Yeah, I am known for losing my absolute shit. People will say things to me, and I just, I'm that type of person. I get very loud, and I'll just go off for 5 or 10 or 15.
I would never have thought that about you.
You don't have to lie to me. It's fine. I appreciate it, though.
Sometimes we wind them up on purpose.
They unironically fucking have.
This is what happens in my story. They give that one guy drinks and get him riled up, so he says crazy shit and falls over, and then they throw him in the drunk tank. And that's what they call entertainment, people. That's the show. That's what
damn right.
Yeah, that's my show.
Right.
Number 9. Oh, hey, beer. Hey, beer.
Oh, hey, beer.
Somebody mentioned one time, they're like, hey, should we do a drinking game? Every time you say, oh, hey, beer, I'm like, no, guys, that's not a good idea. And then thou shalt not Canadian. Yes, so.
Grammatical error.
No, that is 100% factual. Thou shalt not Canadian. Do not say sorry for things that you shouldn't apologize for. Sometimes people will show up and be like, oh, sorry, I'm late to the show. Why are you apologizing for that? You shouldn't be sorry for being late to the show. Who gives a shit? People are like, sorry, Royce, I don't know if you've heard this already. Why are you saying sorry? Basically,
don't apologize for unnecessary.
Yeah, people say sorry for things they don't need to say sorry for.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, I'm like, guys, what are you, fucking Canadian? So now every time I unironically am like mostly Canadian. Like by blood. Like I was born in America, but like my mom was born in Canada. My great-grandparents on my dad's side immigrated from Canada. Like I'm like mostly Canadian.
So when you say sorry, do you say sorry? I'm sorry.
No, you don't say it right. No, it's I'm sorry.
It was a boot. I was a boot.
What are you talking about?
Apologize.
No, what are you talking about?
He was a boot.
Actually,
ruined a boot. Actually,
my family has more of a Newfoundlander accent, which is kind of an offshoot accent of the Irish. So, well, it's funny. Everybody's like, "Oh, you have it." Like, "Oh, you do the Irish accent." I'm like, "It's not quite Irish. It's closer to Newfoundland." So whenever I talk like an Irishman, it gets rather close, but it's not quite right. It's just a little bit off from the mainland.
Ah,
yeah,
nice.
But anyway, but no. Okay, fun times. So let's go back to the campaign. Sorry, we were talking about the way of the wig thing, and I found it. And
thank you for sharing that. I had to see the commandments.
No, you didn't. But there is so much fucking lore, and like there's so much lore to the channel that my chat has made me suffer through. And like I feel like I have to explain to the guests so they can at least be in on it. Like
so we can enjoy the shenanigans.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, you guys you're not in on the joke. You're just like, and I'm like, okay, I feel like I need to do an hour-long pre-show with the guests now to be like, all right. Did you get the printout that I sent you? Okay, here's the PowerPoint. Here's where the lore starts. Here's where it ends. Now you know what you need to know. Okay, let's start the interview. But I haven't got to that. I don't think people
like an 80s parent at a pool. Just throw them in the deep end.
Sounds right.
I feel like I got it. Like, there's so much. I don't know.
Also,
Okay.
that last one should technically be "Thou shalt not act Canadian."
No, thou shalt not Canadian. To Canadian is a verb in my chat. We have turned that word into a verb.
Your chat and you are wrong, but it's okay. Move on.
The fuck off, we're wrong. That's like the only thing I agree with the chat on.
Editor and author.
That don't make you right. Okay. I'm sorry, Laurie.
I said nothing.
I know, and that's why I'm sorry, because...
Thou shalt not Canadian.
Yeah, but like you're my guest, I'm supposed to make you feel welcome, and you're supposed to be talking right now, and I'm talking, and that's not a good thing.
Eh.
Okay.
I don't know how to respond to that. Sure. I'm just going to flip knives in Texan.
Hey, you I'm going to flip knives in Texan.
See how that works?
At least I didn't get the guns out. I mean, that's Texas.
Hell yeah.
YouTube gets really sketchy with that on live streams.
That's why I don't do it.
Yeah. So
I was like, I could switch to the butterfly knife, but that one I hit the microphone all the time, so I don't want to do it.
I haven't fucked with a butterfly knife in forever.
It's
I used
not
to
my
love
channel,
those things.
so I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Fuck you. So, okay, so let's go back to the campaign and let's talk about some of the stuff on the campaign.
All right.
Tell us all of the things.
Tell you all the things. Well,
All
if you
of the
could
things.
scroll down to this, it's so slowly scrolling.
Scroll
So-
faster.
Closer look at rewards. So here's
There
some
it
of the
is.
cool things we have. We have this beautiful pinup. I call her Lola. And this is done by Gilbert Perez, who is
Oh, I just had the most
amazing.
fucked up thought.
And yes, we have talked about that too.
No.
Nick-
Yes, we
Necro?
have. Yes, we have. I have a not suitable for work cover, and I did that because I wanted to ask people, smash or no.
Necro King. Nice.
All right, guys.
So anyway, he's like,
Nope,
good
we're
night,
doing a
tip your
poll. We're
waitress.
doing
We'll
a
be
poll
here all
right
night.
now. All right. Well, her name is Lola.
Her name is Lola.
All right.
This is just it's a very.
So-
I have a character named Lola that we introduced in the 4th book, but this is obviously not the same, iteration. But anyway, so Gilbert Perez did this beautiful, and all I sent him was the pose I wanted, and he filled in all of this gory, gorgeous, bloody dangerousness.
All right.
And I was
chat.
like, if that's not Path of the Pale Rider to a T, where she's, falling apart laying on a body bag seductively, smiling at you with a knife, like that's Path of the Pale Rider right there, people.
Kikomon wants to know how many drinks. How many does it to take you to get you there?
How many does it take before you can't smell? That's probably the answer.
I'd have to be off screen.
Gonna need some lube on that one too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, most likely.
If the
Yeah.
flesh is tearing, never mind. Fuck.
Yep,
Yes, I
can
don't
still
know.
work in different. You can create a different. Yep,
The squishing noises are going to be very different.
it's gonna
I'm
be
just gonna
different. We'll
drink
just say
it.
that much. What used to be taboo is probably less taboo, but for how long? That's a question. So that's something, and I've been posting these grim questions. I have this little grim reaper who like has a question mark, and he's like holding his
Wait.
hands like, what would you do if this? And it's all stuff from Path, and this was one of them. Like, she's a 10. She still remembers your name. She's a little bit stinky. Smash her nah. So, but yeah, this is a beautiful. It's a 5x7 print done by Gilbert Perez. I'm gonna sign these. I love you to death, Lola, and give it a smooch with some pink lipstick before I send these out, because that's gonna be funny. So that's one of the things that you can get. Keep on going with the trade. So the trade paperback, like obviously we have a digital. Digital is 15. The book by itself is $25, which is a pretty good price for a softcover, 148 pages. And then it goes up, you can add like Trade Plus Lola print or Trade Plus button pack. One of the cool things that we have inside the story is American Sign Language. Jude St. Clair is a coda. He's a child of deaf adult. And so like on this button pack, you'll see the swear word for bullshit because Jude St. Clair is a sarcastic bastard, like I said. And he just likes, he'll be playing poker and calling you a douchebag with his hands because that's how he can. And that's a thing that they do, by the way. I've talked to codas and they do that. They call you names when you don't know. That's a thing.
That's
But
hilarious.
beautiful button pack. We got a collector's patch, the Scully from POTPR, Big James Burger joint, and then of course the living disc. So it's a great button pack, super cool. These are handmade.
What lore is hidden in the buttons? Did you hide lore in the buttons or no?
Yeah. So okay.
God,
so
fucking shit.
There's lore everywhere. There's lore everywhere. So again, you got to look at this Scully. There's a skull and it has a symbol in its forehead, and you're gonna see different symbols show up in different places within the world. And like cults. There's cults built in there, so you're gonna see things like graffitied on the wall. Okay. So we're building up to things. Yes, there's a few symbols that you're going to see, and that is one of the main ones, and it's everywhere, but that has a meaning behind it. And then of course, Big James Burger Joint is just hilarious. They named Big James the Undead Bear Big James because he turns you into hamburger. So Big James Burgers.
Hamburgers that wiggle.
They do. Isn't that gross? Makes me smile.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I'd probably still eat it.
Ew.
I mean, is it cooked and salted and seasoned well? Like,
I
let's
mean,
fucking
it's
go.
just
still squirming. It'll squirm
it's
the
just
entire
squirmy.
time.
That's all right.
It doesn't stop squirming. That's the problem.
That's all right. Dude, I eat
There's
food now that fucking doesn't stop squirming. What the fuck are you talking about?
Wiggle burger with fries. Amazing, Tim Allen.
Wiggle burger.
This is the Big James plushie. So I think there's 4 of these left. He's 11 inches tall. So he's about this tall. Super cute. My kids all want one. So whatever doesn't go on the campaign, I think my kids are going to claim as many as they can. So please get them.
How much is Big James there?
How much?
Yes.
I think he's 70 for the trade and Big James. There's a few add-ons as well. So I opened up. There's a giant tier called the kitchen sink that was $300, and I when we get closer to the end of campaign, I think that those big backers are already in. So I took like these and the homemade books, and I opened those spots up for add-ons. Everything else I think you can add on, but people got all the books. So the handmade books I think are done. I think someone got the last one today, but I'll still show them to you because they're super cool.
That's awesome.
But I would love to see these plushies go, man. Hot sauce is Path of the Pale Sauce.
What's it made with?
Barbecue base. It's ketchup, mustard, molasses, liquid smoke. You know what I mean? Worcestershire, all that good stuff. And ghost pepper. So it's ghost pepper.
Wait, where did the ghost pepper come from?
I did not grow them, if that's what you're asking. But I'm going to. And I'm also going to expand my hot sauce menu. I actually got my food license this year. So I'm going to be running as comics and cookies. And I can do any kind of shelf-stable food here in Texas. So I could bake bread. I bake cookies. I teach macaroon classes, and now I do hot sauce. I went to with that.
Unironically, you may want to become friends with my wife.
See what I mean? I know. So I'm going to be doing a mango habanero is the next one that I'm going to be doing. But for this campaign, everybody that gets a bottle will be getting this barbecue ghost pepper. It's pretty good. If you eat a lot of hot food like Royce does, it's probably, you would consider it medium.
That's good. No, that's still pretty kicking for a lot of people though.
Yeah, for me, I don't eat super hot food. This is hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
So
no,
it has a good flavor. Like there's a bite in the beginning and then it's kind of a mellow heat that builds at the end. But it has it has that good barbecue sauce flavor to it.
Okay. I'm going to ask you
Yeah.
a retarded question that everybody in my chat is going to go, Royce, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
So when the barbecue sauce touches your tongue, what's the first part of your tongue that lights up with flavor? Is it the back of your tongue, the center of your tongue, the sides, or is it the tip of the tongue?
I think it's the center.
Okay, so the heat's the first thing that hits you.
At least for me.
So the heat would be the first thing that hits you because the
But then
sides are gonna.
Then the
Yeah.
sides are next. You know what I mean? Like the heat hits you in the
So-
beginning, and then it starts to like you get the sweet and savory and
Mhm.
all of that, and
You're
then
gonna get the tangy flavors, the tangy notes next because those are the
Yep.
sides. Okay.
and then
Okay.
the sweet is probably last, but then the heat stays
Mhm.
throughout. But it's like it'll catch you in the beginning, and then it stays until the end. So it's a good heat.
I might have to buy some because I think what I'm going to do for this barbecue that I'm setting up at my house, we may do an impromptu set everybody up at a table and eat some hot shit contest.
You're gonna do the hot wing.
Yeah, but
What?
like not like their bitch ass stuff, like the stuff that comes fresh out of our garden.
Oh, that's scary. That scares me.
I'm
My
gonna
own
be
sauce,
honest.
I think, is hot, but it's like when people are into hot sauce and they're like, "Oh, I made this from my
Well,
garden." Like, you careful with that shit.
I would start it out with a bitch made. Like it's
Okay.
fine. And then we'd work out. No, and actually unironically, like I say unironically so fucking much because I'm on YouTube. God fucking Christ. Sorry, YouTube is changing me and I don't like it. No, but there are sauces out there that are mild as hell and wonderful. It's about the flavor.
It's about the flavor.
If your first thing with a hot
Yes.
sauce is the spice, you're wrong.
Then
It
it's like,
has
what,
to
I
be.
mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Someone came back. I did a Comic-Con not too long ago, Texoma in Durant, Oklahoma. And I sold just as much hot sauce as I did comics, which was crazy. But I had someone come on Saturday and I had free samples of the hot sauce in like packets, look like little ketchup packets. And so I was giving away. And he came back and bought a bottle and gave it to his friend. And he came back on Sunday and he was like, you know what? My friend says it needs more heat. I'm like, does he not like to taste food? Because I mean, any
Nope.
hotter, it's like you don't even taste it. You feel it, and then you feel it on the way out. It's like, meh.
If you eat hot stuff all the time, believe it or not, it's actually a balance thing. Like that when they're telling you they're looking for more heat, I would not take that as just some. Again, if you're like me and you eat hot stuff constantly, I like to take people on good faith until I absolutely know they're being an asshole.
Daniel, what are you doing?
But the good faith argument.
Royce and I are the spicy ones in this group.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No. Daniel and I can eat ridiculously hot. Like, yeah. But well, he actually bought the fresh Trinidad scorpion powder.
I did.
From my wife.
crazy.
And like we sprinkle that stuff on ramen.
Oh my Lord, you guys.
Yeah, you want to talk about hot? Like even that.
So
Like
this
if you
is medium.
okay, so but if somebody's like, hey, it needs more spice,
Yeah.
what they're saying is like the rest of the flavors are there, but the spiciness wasn't balancing properly with the rest of the flavors.
True.
I think they just wanted it hotter.
But again, from a spicy food person's perspective, if I don't care what I'm eating, if the flavors are not balanced, my critique will be this thing needs to change because it's not balanced well. It's not always, it's not hot enough. Because it could be spicy enough, but like my wife made the one and it was like, well, it was too tomatoey. It was
listen, from the feedback that I've gotten is that if you're a hot sauce aficionado, it's considered medium, but it has a good flavor.
Okay.
If you're not a hot sauce aficionado, it's hot, but again, it still has a good flavor.
We'll find out.
Then your flavor balance is fine, and I need to buy some of this to
I think
test
the flavor balance is fine. It just depends on your heat tolerance. And my heat tolerance is not that high. And I make
you're
this
from
because
Michigan.
Yeah. I also don't have a gallbladder. They took that out. So I can't do the entirely too spicy food because I will have major problems.
No, and that's
Fair.
totally fine.
So,
I'll
but I
find
want
out
this.
soon. I
use
bought
this too,
some.
so.
You made the mistake of bringing up hot sauce on this channel. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I look forward to expanding my hot sauce line. I'm going to do some more, so that'll be fun. We have a t-shirt and a hoodie with this pattern. And again, it's Big James, and on the back it has our Path of the Pale Rider logo. This was inspired by one of our variant covers for issue number 3. It's gorgeous. This is my sweatshirt, my t-shirt lady. I had her make a prototype for myself, and of course I put it up on the internet, and everybody's like, how do I get one? So here it is. So you can get this in t-shirt or in hoodie form, just depending on, do you want to be cool or warm? Right?
There you go.
Mm-hmm. So this is super cool. So in issue number 1, Jude St. Clair yanks this glass out of a zombie hand on this road. Because the zombie is still holding onto this glass. It goes flying through the air. He dives almost off of a cliff to catch this stupid thing. It's not one of the smart things that Jude did. And then when he takes a look at it, it's this glass tumbler that has the map of Las Vegas on it. And yes, Royce, that means something.
Yeah, I am aware.
So, but later when he's
And
on
you're
the road,
selling the fucking glass.
this falls out of his saddlebag and shatters and wakes. That's what wakes up Big James on this road. So we were using this as a reference. I found the glass. So you can get the glass. It's an 11-ounce glass tumbler with the map of Las Vegas etched into it.
Wait.
So that is the glass from issue 1. So you can get a piece of the story.
Very cool.
Is
These
the
are the
lore in
only
the glass?
These are the only things, though, that I think may go back ordered. So if I order a bunch of them, they might take a little time to come in. So I think that's the only merch that could possibly delay you getting your stuff. Everything else has been ordered or is easy. So
Speaking of which, you're gonna have to send me a bear now.
A bear. Okay. I'm
No,
happy to send you a bear.
Did you
I
just buy a bear?
Yeah, I
Thank
bought
you,
I bought a
Dan.
bear and the book and some hot sauce to try.
There you go.
Daniel, bring the hot sauce to my house when you come out.
Okay,
Hooray. Thank you.
smuggling contraband.
I
I'm
know,
good with it.
seriously.
Okay,
So
I
yes,
hate you.
that's the
I
gorgeous
hate you
glass.
so much right now.
They're
I'm like, I want to end the show. I want to analyze the pictures of the fucking glass. Like, God,
Analyze on your own time.
I'm trying.
There's
to.
more cool stuff though. Keep
I
going,
know
Alex.
there's more cool stuff, but you're keep like, hey, by the way, lore hunter, here's lore.
Yeah.
And by the way, you can hold the lore in your hand
Yeah.
and obsess over it in real life. And I'm like,
And wonder what it means. What does it mean? I'm not nice. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, this is what Scott Cawthon did with Five Nights at Freddy's. You need to find a way to tap that audience.
Yeah, I need to.
Like, and keep in mind, my 12-year-old daughter is that audience. She can tell you all of the lore.
Yep. When I find stuff like that, I'm in too. You know what I mean? I'm like, tell me all the things I don't know yet. You know? These are super cool. So I went onto TikTok and was watching people bind books and decided I wanted to do that. So I took issues 1 through 4 and I put it in black and white, and it's its own little these are hardcover books, and they're all unique. This one has a black skull. There is no death, only decay. And if you look, it says SOS in Morse code.
Nice.
I made a white one. And when I started branching out into colors, I started painting the edges of the books. So they're all unique. They all have different opening paper. So people that got these got to choose their color of their Scully, which then correlates to the edge of the book and the binding on the inside. So,
Nice.
but again, I'm gonna write personalized messages on the inside on these super cool papers. Here's the
That's
blue
so
one.
cool.
So I have 4 more of these to make at this point. This one's purple with a green skull and green pages. This one turned out super cool. So I have 2 more downstairs in a press. I have a yellow one, an orange one, and then I have 2 more that I don't know what color people want yet. So
Are these ones still available or no?
these are all claimed. The only
Damn
way
it.
to get one at this point is to back the kitchen sink level. If you back the kitchen sink level, I will be obligated to make you one. But
Damn it.
I opened
'Cause, like-
those 3 spots open thinking
like-
no one would get those kitchen sink ones because I want to make these, right? So I was like, you can add these on to whatever, and then I'll make them because I want to make, I think there's going to be a maximum of 12. So the black one I don't count because this is
Super
the
rare.
prototype.
Right.
So someone claimed this one. These are all for the campaign. There's 2 more. And then the retail tier. I told the retailer who was looking at that tier if he wanted one, I would make him one too.
God, because I was like, man, if I can buy one, I would do like, so you can see. Let me.
Do you want me to just out you, Pops? Pops gets the black one. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was like, I didn't want to see. I could say who it is.
Hey, Pops is in the
Well
black ones.
deserved,
That's fine.
Pops.
Pops gets the black one. He claimed, like, as soon as he saw it, he was one of the first people to see these. He was like, that one belongs to me. And I'm like, okay.
So that irritates me so much because you can see the A Drink with Crazy logo here.
Yeah.
I would have gone with like the A Drink with Crazy green, and then like for the Scully, but specifically asked for like the beer color to be the pages.
Oh, I could do that.
But I can't back that high of a level of a tier. Damn it.
Okay.
No. But that's totally cool because I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, can I get a customized like A Drink with Crazy one? That would be
here's the thing. After I'm done with the campaign, I'm not going to just stop making books until we get to the next trade. Like, that's way too long. So I'm going to open up this service where people can order like a custom made hardcover from me. They can send me soft covers and I can rip them off and repurpose. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I learned how to do this is I took Harry Potter books and I ripped the covers off and I rebound them and put a new cover on that I designed. So I can work with people. There's more things that I want to do that I have not done yet. Like, these are painted edges, but we can foil edges and we can stencil edges.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could put a design and I can paint it on. There's so much more that we can do with the covers. And I just got a new inkjet printer, laser printer. And now I can foil things using heat press. So I can get black paper and print on it in black and then stick the foil to it. So you can have black paper with silver writing or gold writing on the inside. So there's all these things I still want to do. So I'm going to continue making books. So it's not something I'm going to stop doing, but we're going to have some fun with it. So yeah. So unfortunately, those are all gone unless you go to the $300 tier. But Pops, you can always out me. I'll try to get attention. LOL. You're funny.
I love Pops to death. He's such a fucking cool dude. I love Pops.
Hell yeah.
So I have add-ons. Of course, you can get any of our previous books. Our Choose Your Own Adventure book is there. I have a mini 3D printed. He's about this big, Big James that I paint myself, or I can prime it and send it to you and you can paint it yourself. All of the previous poker cards that have been unlocked, you can get in the add-ons. And you can get.
Is it a full deck or new?
We're building the deck as we go. So we have unlocked 3 cards. Pops and I actually came up with this on my 3rd campaign, right as we were getting to 100 backers. So we were like, this is a great idea. We're going to build a poker deck. And then every campaign, every 50 backers, we will unlock another card. So we unlocked one. The first one was the Jude St. Clair. He actually looks, I put the wrong picture, damn it. But his hearts resemble the other hearts with the EKG line through it. It's fixed. So we unlocked him on the 3rd campaign. And then on the 4th campaign, we had 140 backers. So we were 10 backers short from unlocking that 3rd card.
What?
So we unlocked those 2 with issue number 4. We've unlocked 1 card so far. We're on our way to that next one, next 100. I think we got 50. what, 25? If we get 20, I don't know. I don't know if we'll get 25 in 5 days, but
Why
Daniel
is
got
the
us one closer.
EKG line different on the ace than it is the 10?
Because on the ace, I have different pictures, but like the ace and the 10, like if you look at the small corner, those are the same. That's the one that's actually on the King of Hearts too. Like where are they? They're downstairs. But if I had physical ones to show you, they had the EKG line in the 10 of Hearts. That's what they all look like. But the ace, that's a disc with the heart behind it.
I mean, obviously, there's
sense?
a cowboy face down here with a mask on. No, it's just you're irritating me with all your lore crap, and now I don't know where to look and where not to look. I don't think you understand. Now, as you're going through all of this, that's all I can think about.
Is what does it mean?
Yeah. Like, am I real?
Am I real? Oh no.
Yeah.
What is real?
You've just entered the simulation.
God, fuck. Oh, hey, I like
Thank
this guy.
you,
That's cool.
Laurie.
The Joker.
Yeah, that's
a
Dwayne
cool.
Fink. Of course,
That's
our lovable drunk who knows something, or does he, about how the apocalypse all started. You'll find out in issue number 5 what he knows. But he was our 50 backer unlock. And then this is what the back of the cards look like for this deck. Once we finish this white deck, there is a black deck. So I have this image in black where she's drawn in white and with the red swooshes in the same place, and it's super cool. So once we finish the white deck, I will also, like then you can just order the whole deck. You know what I mean? In a box.
That's what I would do.
And then the black deck will be available as well.
I would play with them. I would have.
Heck yeah, man.
We would play Texas Hold'em with them.
Perfect.
Because I love Texas Hold'em. I've been playing it since I was a kid. Lost a lot of money to my brothers and then won it back when I got good enough. Oh, this is so
Keep going.
cool. I'm trying.
I'm teasing you.
God, you're like my wife.
We are the same person, apparently. I don't know. We unlocked a bunch of monetary stretch goals as well. So I have different PDF bundles of indie comics. And I usually put them all in one bundle. I split them into different bundles this time. So that way, if like you read this bundle and you really like Trouble, the superhero that gets powers from listening to music, and depending on the music he's listening to, his powers change. Or Baylor, who's like an Irish superhero that has inherited the soul of a demon king. It's there's a link there. So it's like, I really like that. I want to read more. You can click on this link and it'll take you to the website where you can find the rest of these. So there's any One World bundle. There's Charter Comics bundle. This is the first time I have Psycho Sal issue 1. I wrote Psycho Sal 4, 5, and 6 for this creator, William Russell. And that's a serial killer in the 80s in New Orleans. And it's really dark. My issue number 6 was the first one we had to get a mature rating on it. It's pretty bad. But like they had a line and I just like right past that line. So, but those are all amazing books. I could tell you about all, I've read all of these. The horror bundle, those are my zombie bros. So that's Brandon Starochi, Sam Willis, and Trey Prem. And then Slaughterville is Chris Brown. All amazing writers and creators. These are all really good. So there's a ton of stuff in here that I would suggest that you read depending on what you like. And I'm hoping that you find something new in indie and fall in love with it. And then there's more for you to read. So, and then there's another one. I used Ink Marketing, and they have 3 books on there as well. There's Woodstake, The Killing Machine, and then Shadow's Daughter by Morgan Quaid. All really good reads. So we unlocked all of those. Those were the only 4 I had of the bundles. We unlocked 3D printed wooden disc keychains. See that 3 times fast. But there's a picture there. So I print these myself. I 3D print. So it's that disc that they wear, but it's a wooden PLA, and then it has this black hardware. They're really nice. So we unlocked the Slice and Dice event at 3,500. So we're going to murder. I think we're going to do a pineapple this time. So the Slice and Dice people get to vote on the name of the fruit or vegetable, and then they get to vote on the weapon of destruction. And then I dress up as Pikachu, and I kill it. So we've had a watermelon named King Joffrey Baratheon that I sliced to 4,000 pieces with an Indonesian, no, it's a Filipino short sword. And then last campaign, we named a pumpkin Ichabod Craven, and then people voted on a modified sledgehammer. And so it is in pieces. Yep. So people will get to vote on this pineapple. We are going to destroy
Interesting.
a
Some
pineapple.
Gallagher level shit.
Yeah, I want to light it on fire and then destroy it. That's the plan. We just unlocked this one, which is temporary tattoos. So everybody will be getting those. If we get to 4,500, and I think we're pretty close, I will be sending everybody Path of the Pale Sauce packets. So you'll get to, Royce, you can try a taste. It's just like a 1 ounce. I don't even think it's 1 ounce, but there's like a ketchup packet.
That's all it takes.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know to clear my palate and all that, and yeah, I somewhat of a never mind. We're not going to go into that. I've talked about. Hey, look at that!
Hot sauce snob.
Hot sauce. No.
Give me a sec. I apologize. I am not a hot sauce snob.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm a food snob. There's a difference. It incorporates hot sauce, but yes.
Still a hot sauce snob.
How do you clear your palate? Usually water. Usually you swish out with water and then spit the water out. Like you want to make sure that you get everything that's on your tongue off of your tongue so you can actually taste the thing the way that it's supposed to. You don't just sit there, just pound beers like I do and then just like taste something new that's not, no. So.
Center of a piece of bread. Just leave it on your tongue for like 10 seconds and then swallow it.
I personally like heavily salted corn tortilla chips. Salt draws out every, huh?
Yeah.
Ginger.
Ginger does have a taste though, and it can flavor, it can color the food. Anyway,
It lingers on
There
your
we
taste buds.
it does. It do the thing.
little
Path
bit.
of the pale sauce.
Yeah.
I
Bread
want
soaks
some of
all that
these.
up with your saliva though. It dries your mouth out. So
Mm-hmm. If we get to 5,000, I'll order everybody Undead Bear enamel pins. Obviously,
That's
that one's just a friendly
cool.
bear. We're going to have Undead Bear enamel pins.
I
So we
like
could
that.
still unlock that too. Just depends on who all shows up at the last few days.
I-
The last few
I-
days is always a run. You know what I mean?
I did
want
my
this bear
part.
with a beer mug
Thank you,
on it,
Dan.
where it says sample, but instead it's just a beer mug. Sorry.
Hmm?
I'm a-
Royce
Oh.
is coming up with his own merch.
No,
Ah.
no, I'm not. Dude, I'm terrible at coming up with my own merch. Are you fucking kidding me?
If you are interested in the riddles, short films, and shenanigans, that's this section of the page, of the story page. But here's the back of issue number 1. If you keep going, there's the back of issue number 2, riddle written in ASL. And then
Oh,
the
that's
riddle
neat.
for issue 3, it's a
fuck
QR code scavenger
off.
hunt. Yeah, I wasn't lying. We do a lot of stuff, right? And I'm so proud of myself. This issue number 4 riddle is really good. If you solve that one, and remember, all of this stuff works. So if you figure this out, call it. See what happens.
I'm gonna.
Pick me up to call, but hope it's not for you. You are just a number. And then there's a key.
It's a phone number.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you go down a little bit, ta-da. You got to figure it out. But if you figure it out and you call it, you can interact with Path of the Pale Rider like it's real. We have hidden videos. We have things that show up in your mailbox. We have groups for the riddle solvers so you can get bragging rights, and we're just getting started. That's issue 4. We have 12 to go, people. And then that's just in the first arc. So you see what I mean? Like we're busy little bees. Like I'm constantly doing stuff. I'm editing our short film right now. I have a list of reshoots. My actors are gonna love me. But yeah, so I'm editing our next one. And then I'm fulfilling 4. I'll be fulfilling this one very soon because the art's already done. So as soon as the campaign's over, we wait for the money and then we order the books. That's it. And then after I fulfill everything, we're going to start issue 5. Royce, what are you doing?
Things and stuff and whatnots.
Things and stuff.
And whatnots.
And he's trying to solve the riddle.
No, I'm solving a different riddle.
Okay. And then, of course, here's the links to the short films. So first one was Pine Fox Undead Community commercial. So you can watch that. That one's really cool. That one's our shortest one. It's only like a couple minutes. But the commercial is like interspliced with riots and violence and things on fire. So it's my comment on what the world wants you to think versus what is actually happening. You know what I mean? Propaganda. And then the second one is Ellie Brock. What's that?
Misinformation.
The third one is called Call to Action, and it's a dinner party. This lady is getting ready for a dinner party, and there's like other people doing mundane tasks. And then a call to action happens, and then things start to go wrong. So this is like the undead starting to fight back against their oppression.
Very cool.
And I'm working on the fourth one right now. It's called A Day in the Life. And it's about a nuclear family where the father figure is dead in the first minute of the film. And then his deterioration and, how his family deals with that. They have, his wife and his kids, and does he get lost and does he get violent? And what does that look like? You know what I mean? To a family, do they have to move? Do they lose their house if the house is in his name? Mm-hmm. So we're exploring that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's pretty much it. If you go to the bottom part, it talks about like how we're handling printing and where all the funds go. It's all the boring stuff. You can see the team. There's me, there's Marco DeFio, there's Matt Chambers. And of course, last but not least is Rachel Bullock, our editor, who let me finally put her face on the page. Right.
There you go.
It's true.
Oh, and you can get our book internationally. Devil's Air was my first guinea pig, where you can go to the publisher's page, which is ASAP Imagination. And I put the link there on the Kickstarter page. So, yep, he says also special international shipping link. Mm-hmm. So if you want a physical copy for the book and you are not in the continental US, ASAP Imagination is in the UK and they have a branch in Canada. So they can ship it directly to you. If you want some of the cool merch and you're Canadian, I can do that. You just have to tell me what you want. And I have to weigh it because shipping to Canada starts at like $25.
Yeah.
And I don't want to charge you too much, but I also can't afford to undercharge you. So it's like, if you want something, I'll put your name on the tier and be like, this is just for Royce. And I'll put all the stuff in it, but we'll know exactly what the shipping is. So we'll put it, I'll put it together for you. I've done it in the past. Gotcha. So if you're a Canadian, let me know what you want. If you just want a book, get it from ASAP because it'll probably be cheaper.
There you go.
Good.
By the way, most people said pass on Lola.
Pass. Not smash.
Yeah, not smash. Yeah. Most people
it's very like, one-sided.
It was. There were a couple of freaks in there. 25% of them were absolute fucking.
Did you put a thing up?
I put a poll in the chat. Yeah. Yep. And it ended up at 75% pass, 25% freaks.
Mash.
Just getting in there in all kinds of squishy, in a weird way. When bones and flesh.
There's not 4 sick people there.
There's right. Like, this is fucking weird. We've got some super chats to get to. And
let's do it. I think I've talked enough.
No, you're fine. No, I am actually very, very glad. And I will tell you about that in a few. Raving Dad Gaming for $5 says, Missy, ma'am. He's from Missouri. He speaks like that. It's my cousin. Yeah. He says, Missy, ma'am, you should have a head that just sits on a countertop and smokes cigarettes and somehow just randomly pops up and talks to people.
Like on my podcast or like in the comic book?
Probably in the comic book, but also in the podcast. That would be hilarious.
That would be really
just
funny.
to get somebody to do like one of those little like motion puppets and just, listen, darling, you gotta talk to, and it's gotta be that voice, right?
Yeah,
it's gotta be the old school. I don't know.
Yeah,
That
but
would be
we do have characters that are like just ahead.
That's cool.
100% we do. I don't know about smoking, but yeah,
That's not going to kill him.
this is true. But it also would just come right out.
Yeah.
Like, how does he? Never
Yeah,
mind.
but you don't know. They just, you need to have a head sit there and be like, "Hey, get me a cigarette."
You're like, shut up, you
And
hat
like,
rack.
No, like you don't need one. He'd be like, "Give me one," and he's just really not. They're like, "Fine, here's a cigarette." And like he puts the cigarette in your mouth, and they roll over, and they're like,
Yeah, he's on
rolls
his
off the
side now.
table, and it's on the ground now. He's like, "Would you light it for me?"
No, I'm like, you stink, and just throw him.
Right. Herman P. Hunter, the Lore Forge for $5. Royce, how many times have we told you, leave the thing alone? I refuse. I don't know what he's talking about, but I do refuse anything the chat tells me. The chat's always wrong.
Hello, Hedge.
I don't know if you know this, Laurie. That's why we don't associate with them. We try not to.
Okay.
Royce
say,
doesn't
I love
associate
them.
with them.
I love the chat.
No, don't love them. Shh, don't tell that to
No,
them. Shh,
I
don't say that.
encourage it.
Don't say that. No, don't stop. Stop it.
Do it more.
It gets weird when you say that.
Do it more.
The chat is our friend.
No, it's
Like
not.
I said, it's not my show, so it's good. Like,
It's
do it
not
more.
my show.
That's not my
That's
show.
my mentality.
Kikomon for $20. Holy shit, dude.
That's amazing.
Wait, what I heard we're always right. Am I confused? Yeah, you are very confused. Chat's always wrong. I don't think I've never done a live stream yet where the chat is actually correct, like in almost anything.
Ouch.
Rude.
Yeah.
Kikomon for $20 says, show me, show you, Kikomon. Why did the orphan rob a bank? To be wanted. How are you all doing? Good, Kikomon. It's good to
Kikomon's
see
been
you, man.
drinking.
Not yet, he hasn't. Kikomon, a member for 16 months. King Richard needs to tend to his kingdom. Yes, that's why he had to bail out. Yes. Like Fu Man Blue says, I don't feel safe here now. You felt safe here before? That sounds like a you problem.
We don't guarantee anyone's safety here.
Yeah, I don't.
I
or
certainly
sanity.
don't. I fling knives around for fun.
Kikomon for $5. He says that as he sacrifices a goat to his savior, Justin Trudeau, the great Canadian. Okay, what the fuck are you giving me shit about? I am no, Kikomon, I will ban the fuck out of you. This is why we don't associate with the chat. They say shit like that. That's just you can't trust them. They are the chat.
No one said you had to trust them. They're still our friend.
No, they're not our friend. Stop it.
I said nothing.
Uh-huh. Kikomon for $5. There's a Hebrew saying, okay, yeah, Kikomon might be drinking at this point.
Told you.
There is a Hebrew saying, with enough willpower and dedication, even an elephant can fuck a chicken. Doesn't rhyme in English.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Oh, Kikomon did it. Oh, God.
I think this was to our Smash or Nah.
Might have been. Yeah. No, that was, yeah, might have been. Kikomon for $5. Oh, shit. It jumped. Kikomon for $5 again says, my ex-girlfriend was recently in a car accident. I told the doctor the wrong blood type. Now she'll truly know what rejection feels like.
Oh,
Womp womp.
God bless. Yeah, no, Kikomon's drinking. We know Kikomon. He's a good dude. Except for when he makes jokes. Then he's... Wow.
that's dark.
Jeez.
That's dark for me.
That's good. Oh, dude, that's not even the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah,
man.
it's Kikomon. It can get way worse.
It can get way...
Ooh.
Can go on
Bring
for $5? Why doesn't anyone make a conservative dog whistle merchandise? It begs to be made. Fuck, that's right. I was gonna make the conservative dog whistle because
It
everybody's
begs to be
always like,
made.
"Oh, you're saying this to dog whistle your people," and it's like, yeah, but they don't hear what you hear, so you must be the dog. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
The whole point
How
of
that
it.
works.
yeah. I need to make that. I keep forgetting. Raving Dad Gaming for $5. A shopkeeper that is just ahead and somehow manages the shop and all its inventory and smokes, and you never figure out how he does it.
I like it. Taking it. Thank you.
I mean, okay, in somebody's story, that would absolutely fit. I think that's a great character.
In
You're just
this
like, "Wait, how
story, it would be amazing.
would it work in your story too?"
Yes.
It's just like a shopkeeper, just like, "Hey, what's going on?" You're like, "Huh?"
How did you hang those up on the wall?
Yeah. It'd be like, what? Like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" "Oh, doing good. Just had to clean today."
The
Yeah.
head
How the
sits
fuck
on a
did you
lazy
clean?
He's like,
Susan
careful,
on the
I just
counter.
mopped the floor. How the fuck did you do that?
Yeah, it's just like,
And he just tells
What?
people they're rude for asking.
right?
That's rude.
None of your business.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, what? Like, what? You think I'm a slob?
It's
Yeah.
a head.
No,
How do
I
you
didn't
mop
think-
your floor?
Yeah. Well, it would,
It's-
yeah.
It's a head on a lazy Susan sitting on the counter. So it can
It's
just
just-
shake his head and spin around.
Whee!
Oh
Like,
my
you
God.
mother-
That would be fucking hilarious. That would be
Still
so
spinning.
fucking funny. And then you come in and be like, hey, while you're here,
Someone
get
tell
some
me-
finger food. I just cooked up some finger food. Hey, it's over. And how the fuck did you cook that? And it's
How
got
do
to
you
be like
cook your
really
food?
good, right? Like it's got to be like something like, like how did you, like, not good enough to be like, okay, something else is, it can't be like sushi or anything, right?
Right.
But
No.
it's got to, it's
Run
gotta,
with the meme. It's got to be chicken nuggets.
oh
Chicken
fuck
nuggets.
yeah. Yeah,
Thank
I'd be like,
you.
hey,
Thank you,
I just made some chicken nuggets from scratch. Here, they're over. How the fuck
They're
did you
like-
make chicken? Right,
They're
like-
still clucking, but at least they're fried.
right. It's like, how did you make chicken? And there's some barbecue sauce over there. Made that yesterday. How the fuck are you making barbecue sauce? And you just get, and it's just
Don't
gotta be
ask
the
me
running.
for my recipe. It's a secret.
Yeah, it'd be like what? It'd be like what? Just because I
Secret
ain't
recipe.
Southern, I can't make barbecue sauce? You racist bastard! You'd be like, what the
Racist.
fuck, dude? He's just like.
Constant deflections.
And the
Oh my
heads
gosh.
just be sitting there like, and everybody in the story, like, and here's the thing, like, if you actually build enough lore around the rest of your story and you leave this one thing as just a fucking meme, there will be
Totally
people
unexplained.
who would dig into that in an unironic way and just
Uh-huh.
like their
Try to
lives
figure
would be
it out.
yeah, like trying to figure out, be like, no, on page this, there was a newspaper that was rolling across the ground. Well, if you scroll, and it's just like squiggles on a fucking paper because it's a newspaper rolling across the ground in a fucking comic book. I'd be like, it said here that this guy was seen entering the back of the. It's like, dude, that's fucking squiggles on a new. Like, it doesn't even make sense. But people would absolutely, if you built the lore and just had the one meme thing in the book, people would lose their shit trying to figure out that one fucking thing, and you'd be like, wow, they haven't figured out the secret yet. But
I
they're
have so many things for them to figure out already.
I know, but you put one thing in there that's not meant to be figured out.
Oh,
It's just a
it's
meme.
meant to be funny, and then
Yeah, and that
they
would be
debate
the
it
one.
for hours.
Just days. They'd be like, how does he do it? How did he make the barbecue? Who's helping him? He's got to have a secret helper. He's just is his body still alive and detached from him? What about, like, where is his body? Is it like, are his hands crawling around because they could see? If a body decays, do they connect telepathically to their body with their head on the table? Like, how do they, like, you could destroy a motherfucker with that.
I think you've been destroyed. I don't know.
Oh no, I was destroyed a long time ago. It wasn't.
I'm vibing with a New York Italian head
Right?
named Tony. Tony the
Yeah,
Head.
Tony. That makes the best chicken nuggets with barbecue sauce in the West.
All right.
But don't ask him for directions because he doesn't know.
No.
You ask him which way things are, and he just tells you, just go west.
Mm.
Yeah, right. Hey, it's a block or two down the way,
West.
and then it's fine. It just go
Just
west.
Go west.
West, take a right at some
West
point.
of here.
Yeah, you find it.
It's west.
It's all right.
He's got no clue, but he'll tell you.
He'll just tell you to go west.
Don't you love those guys?
People don't come back when they go west. They
2
just
blocks
keep going.
down, you turn left, go over the bridge. Tony, there's no bridge here.
There used to be.
Of course there is.
Let's see. Well, you
What's
call
the
me a
bridge
liar?
last week?
Yeah.
What? You come into my store and you call me a
Call
liar
me a liar.
for trying to get you to where you need to go.
The most
How you gonna treat
disagreeable
Tony
head.
like that? How you gonna treat me like that? I thought we
Just
were
get
good,
out.
right?
Mhm. We don't
That-
tolerate that kind of
there's so much-
disrespect
This
around
could
here.
be a fucking mini comic, like.
Oh no, we're gonna
the
explore Tony.
conversations of Tony's shop, and it's just like, you know how like anime does that fucking thing at like the end
Tony's
of the episode.
gonna own a head shop. How about that?
There you
Oh
go.
my god! Hey, all right, Tim Allen, a
Chicken
member for
nuggets and
16 months,
Bongs.
says Laurie is mead worthy. Iron Age Duchess. Oh,
What?
we
Well, you
have
get
a
a title.
Duchess now. Mrs. R.H. Snow is the Queen of the Iron Age. You have now been dubbed the Duchess of the Iron Age.
Why? Thank you. I
So,
appreciate that.
and with that being said, Mrs. Laurie Calcaterra, where can we find you? What do you do?
Oh, just look, I'm everywhere. So please go visit the Kickstarter. It's all in one place. You can shop around. You can watch the short films. You can see all the riddles. It's all there. If we are not actively campaigning, we have a website. It's www.pathofthepalewriter.com. I have a shop there. So if you want to pick up copies of previous issues, or if I'm running a sale or whatever, it's all there. I have a blog that nobody reads, and it's amazing. I'm on Facebook. Actually, the best place to get involved with the shenanigans is my Facebook group, Path of the Pale Rider. We have a one question you have to answer to get in, which is like, do you like comic books? I just ask it to make sure I keep the scammers out, because they come in and they post stupid shit, and I gotta delete them. And that takes time, and I don't got time for that shit. So there
I have 2
I'm on.
questions on mine now. On
You
my
have 2
gilded,
I mean, see, you got to,
yeah,
right?
I had, yeah, you have to. It's
I'm getting there, Pops. So I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram at Laurie Calcaterra. I'm on X, which is at Path Pale Rider. I'm on TikTok. It's at Path of the Pale Rider with underscores between all the things. If you look up Laurie Calcaterra or you look up Path of the Pale Rider, we come up. You know what I mean? I'm on all the, you can watch, I don't know, 200 videos of me talking on YouTube about how this world works and some of the crazy things people think of. I'm on Tuesdays. I have a podcast that I host called the Tuesday Morning Brew on the comic related madness channel with Pops Van Zant. So that's a long form. I get to interview indie creators like myself, pick their brains about how they are doing their craft and find out what's new and popping in pop culture, indie, whatever. Wednesdays, I host a show called the Anyone World Showcase. That one's only 45 minutes, so that one's in fast forward. But I interview the Anyone World creators, artists, writers, novelists, whatever you are in anyone, you come on my show and I interview you. On Fridays, we play D&D on the Madness. We played D&D today. We're playing 2 campaigns every other week. One week I get to play Karen Needlemeyer III, heiress to the Needlemeyer mayonnaise empire. And she is every bit of what you think she is. She has asked for the manager in every single episode, and I have a cattle prod, and I'm not afraid to use it. So there's it has gone up the butthole a few times, but not of mine.
less kinky.
Someone else's.
That's weird.
We have destroyed people with the cattle prod up the butthole and in the eyeball and in the mouth. She puts that thing anywhere. Pops Van Zant plays that one. And then also the other week we play Monsters what is that one called? Of Heroes and Monsters. And we all play our indie. We play a character from our own indie series. So on that show, I am playing Lola Martinez, undead freedom fighter, who sundowns and calls everybody Robert and might shoot you in the face. So we definitely have a good time. So we're all over the place. I do all the things, but please help support indie. I always remind people that when we are Kickstartering, this is how we guarantee that we get to continue making you new books, the best things out there, not recycled Hollywood, nothing. This is all brand new story, the best out there. So make sure that you come support indie. Go check out my Kickstarter. There's lots of cool stuff. You can get hot sauce. And I might have 3 bears. I have 3 bears left.
There you go.
I know. Daniel snagged one. Good job, Daniel.
That's awesome. Mr. Whimsyland. That's a joke.
Say my name, bitch.
It's on the screen. It says fucking Whimsyland. Anyway. Mr. Daniel P. Riley, where can we find you? What do you do?
As he said, you can find me on whimsyland.org, literary coaching and services, where I help you create the thing that you want to bring to the world and help you get it out there to the people that are looking for it. You can also find me on the Twix at Mr. DP Riley. I do not have a Facebook for fuck meta, and sorry if that hurts your channel, Royce, but
they're in competition with each other. Anytime you say fuck another platform, YouTube gets a boner. Anyway.
Fair enough. I still need I actually finally got white duct tape so I can write on a black Sharpie marker fuck meta and just put it over my mouth every time anybody mentions Facebook. Anyways,
sorry.
No, it's okay. I have a personal bias against Zuckerberg. On Monday, I will be on Insane Stream and at 6:30 Eastern, and then on Pop XP Network at 9. So I'm unfortunately going to be pretty strung out after that. That's pretty much it.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Iron Age Nights, episode 74.
Oh, we forgot about IAK Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Do that thing. Make that show.
IAK Sunday, where you can have Sunday morning coffee with Royce. You can create with me at 3 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central on the Freelancer. And then you can chill with Richard from IronAge.media at 8:30 Central on his channel.
Yes. Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, yeah. And by the way, I do a live stream that Daniel just mentioned every single Sunday where I read all of your comments that you leave on my last week's videos and live streams. Oh, boy, this week we've got some mouth breathers, ladies and gentlemen. They need to go back home, learn to breathe through their nose, and come back. And I am going to eviscerate these sons of bitches.
I left you a comment that you're going to have to answer.
Were you a mouth breather?
Yes.
Tim Allen for $5 says, burn ready, mead for all. Raving Dad Gaming for $2 says, Tony the Head, you're welcome.
Yes.
Kikomon for $2 says, good night all and have a soyful night. Fuck you and your soy sauce, man. I hate
good
soy
night,
sauce.
Kikomon. Show me, show you.
I know the mic is still on, Herman. Yeah.
Go to bed, Hedge.
Am I supposed to be talking?
Yeah, that's the shtick.
If you want.
Oh, guess what? We just broke a stretch goal, everybody. So now everybody gets half of the pale sauce packets. Woohoo!
That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in to Iron Age Nights. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all next time. Cheers,
Mouth
everybody.
breathers.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, God.